KMOX.
Well, you're half right because John Hancock is in today for Amy Mark's Scores. Good morning to all of you. Good morning to John Hancock.
Hey.
It is a hot day in St. Louis, and it's going to be
warm.
Yeah, for the next several days. You're just going to have to deal with it. I have to deal with it. You've got to deal with it. As long as it's comfortable indoors, I think we're all going to be okay. And you out there hopefully are able to stay cool as well.
Feels mighty fine in here this morning.
Yeah, 314-436-7900. Visit with us by calling and texting, leaving voice messages on the Odyssey app. You can also stream the show live. Why don't you? We are on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter. You can find the KMOX news page. You can also follow us on Twitter at Chris Amy KMOX.
Time now for the top of the order. The top three stories everyone will be talking about.
A bunch of Supreme Court decisions have been coming down the pike, and we have heard about many of them as they end their term. ABC correspondent Stephen Portnoy will join the show at 11:30 to discuss.
And it's hard to believe, but we're just about halfway through 2026, so we'll take a look at the stock market in the first half of the year with Dave Simons today.
Yeah, he will help you decide how to navigate all of what's happening with the economy. And the Cardinals, speaking of second half, tonight, they officially begin the second half because they have played 81 games. They are still in playoff position right now, if you're paying attention to that sort of thing. So Cardinals have the Braves on the road. We've got the pregame at 5:20, first pitch at 6:15 on KMOX.
Tough stretch coming up for the Cardinals. The next 4 series before the All-Star break are going to be tough, and the first 3 series after the All-Star break all are going to be tough. If the Cardinals can navigate that swath, I predict we're in the playoffs. If they can't, we're not.
Here's as far as I'm willing to go, okay?
Yep.
Just because I'm couching. Just let me couch.
You and J.D. Vance.
Whoa. Well, I don't know about that. Here's how I think the season is going to go.
Yeah?
I think regardless of what happens in the next couple of weeks here with these tough games, they got, Braves, Cubs, Brewers,
Braves.
I think twice. It's a lot of really tough games.
Yep.
I think they're still, and I've said this a million times, they are still going to be in the conversation in September for a playoff spot. Doesn't mean they're going to get it, but I think you'll be talking about them maybe just on the outside, looking in at worst. What I'm saying is I'd be a little surprised if we get to mid-September and they're like 10 games out of a wild card.
Well, we'll see. If they play 500 ball until the All-Star break, they'll be 5 games over 500, and then you're spot on.
Yeah.
But if they go 3-11 or something horrible like that here, then that's pretty much the ball game.
It could be. But again, 81 games left to go, so we are halfway through the season. And are you one of those people, before we move on to the pressing matters today, are you one of those people who gets upset when you refer to post-All-Star break as the second half? Because it's not officially a full half of baseball.
Right, yeah.
Yes, but people always refer to pre-All-Star break and post-All-Star break as first half, second half.
I prefer to think of the post-All-Star as the home stretch. So you got the dog days of August and then September.
Yep.
And that's where the nuts get cut.
That's exactly right. That's where the nuts get cut.
Yeah.
John Hancock, as you can tell, is with me today. And Amy Mark's Scores is, I believe, as they say,
Minnetonka.
No, she is not in Minnetonka. We thought she was going to be there, but it turns out she is in Portland, Oregon.
Oh.
I said Portland, Maine.
Yesterday. Well, you get a tour of the Portlands.
Yeah, she's all over.
Yeah.
Data centers are a topic of conversation no matter where you go, and it seems like everybody has really strong opinions on them, either good or bad.
Right.
Now, the majority of the public, it's around 70%, kind of against them in some capacity. Some people are either really against it or just kind of against data centers. But the sentiment against them overall is pretty strong. And there are a handful of people who don't feel that way about them.
Me.
You are one of those who is, and I am, Amy and I are kind of on the same page on this. I'm not completely anti-data centers. I think my mind can be changed on them. I am very specific about where I want them to be. Mm-hmm. I don't want them like we had this armory fight not too long ago where there's a discussion about and a proposal to turn that building, which had been renovated to be a public meeting space. It was a bar and it was a venue. And
right.
Then the owners of it kind of mismanaged it, and so it's been closed for a couple of years now. But the thought of turning that into a data center didn't sit well with me. That to me is a great building that should be a place where people meet, a place where people go, whether it's to live, work, play, whatever it is. And I didn't like that idea.
Yeah.
And that idea has been scrapped.
Yeah, they changed it.
Yeah, so it's the building next door to it, which I don't care what they do with that building. So fine, data center goes there.
The old famous bar warehouse.
It's that Goodwill outlet.
Right, now.
So if that's what they do with it, fine. I'm okay with that. I'm not 100% totally against them. I do have concerns about power, cost for residents, because we have seen in numbers of places around the country that people, residents who live in the immediate vicinity of these larger data centers, some of their costs do go up. They have had issues with water. And if that's the case, then that's a real big problem. And I know that's what a lot of people are really worried about, John, especially if you go to the rural areas and you've got farming. They are worried about their water pressure. They're worried about the infrastructure and what it might do to their livelihoods, which I think is totally valid.
Well, the newer data centers that and look, data centers have been built for well over a decade in this country, under the radar screen mostly. The ones they're building today have a closed loop water system, so they use much less water than if you were running new fresh water through that thing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that problem has been addressed. The energy issue it's kind of twofold. So you will have perhaps some increased cost that are associated with it, but that's really because the power grids have to be enhanced.
They have to be built.
Yes,
in a lot of cases,
which is a net benefit to society, having a bigger, better, safer power grid, more reliable power grid. So folks will have to pay a little bit more for that. But all of these utilities, of course, are regulated by the government. So they can't just willy-nilly go spike the prices. In Missouri, they have to go through the Public Service Commission in order to do that. And the Public Service Commission looks at the proposal, and they look at the costs incurred and whether or not the rate increase the utility is asking for is justified. So there are protections built into this thing. And look, these data centers, like them or not, are going to be a massive part of the economy. This would be like opposing these things, but on instinct would be like, we don't need these personal computers for everybody. You know what I mean? Things that have revolutionized our life. The railroads that have revolutionized our life. And, so I'm an advocate for you got to march on to the future.
I guess the counter argument would be when I got my Apple IIe, I wasn't losing water pressure. You know what I mean? Just because my neighbor got a computer, I was still able to get water out of the faucet. And that I think those are still valid concerns until there is a concrete. And I know we're talking about regulation here where companies can't just come in and do whatever they want. Right. But I think people see that a lot of times governments, local, state, federal, often cater to corporations and side with them over the public in a lot of cases. And I think that's what people generally are concerned about, that even though it's not for the public good, that maybe they will, they'll grease the wheel so a corporation can buy a parcel of land and build whatever they want on it. Well, that to me is, I think, what a lot of people are worried about.
And the other side of that, though, is the revenue that these things will generate for local, regional, and state governments is incredible and potentially revolutionary in terms of how you fund themselves. So, for example, Missouri's got this proposal to phase out the state income tax. A good chunk of that could potentially be made up by data centers and taxing them.
Another thing, and I think a lot of this, John, is people have this underlying, while there's some excitement over it, what artificial intelligence can end up doing for us. I think people generally have they're wary. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is not a, hey, let's go full steam ahead, whatever AI brings us. So I can't wait for it. I'm excited. That's not what the general public feels about artificial intelligence. It's really only the people working on it or the people investing in it. Mm-hmm. They are the ones who seem to be like, yeah, it's going to be great. We're going to love it. It's going to do so many great things for society. So people are associating AI with data centers.
Agreed.
And so there's a lot of this all wrapped up into the same bundle.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And look, I'm wary of AI. I can certainly see the potential benefits to society from it. I mean, clearly. But its potential to do ill is vast as well. And I suspect in the course of, if not my life, my grandkids' lives, the good and the ill from AI will both be demonstrated.
Well, I think, there's always that Terminator, the feeling that the robots are going to take over and exterminate all of us. There's that artificial intelligence that it'll become self-aware and decide humans are just in the way.
Right.
That I think that's fantasy more than anything else. What is real, though, is potential job loss.
Right.
And industries just being completely wiped out. And the only industries being left would be those that you work with your hands, which, in that case, I don't know that society would benefit if that's what it ends up being, right? So there are really good arguments for both, but I fully understand the concerns, and I probably lean that direction where I'm a little more concerned than I am excited about what AI can do and what data centers will end up doing for us.
Well, it is the future of the global economy, and if you're not a leader, if you're not a leader in it, then you're going to be left behind.
The Housing, Urban Development, and Zoning Committee in the city of St. Louis at City Hall today, starting at 11 o'clock, is having a public hearing, and that goes from 11 until 1, and residents are welcome to be there. I imagine, and you can go online, too, and watch it if you want to through the city's website. They probably don't want you to yell at them.
Well, you can yell. If you're a taxpayer, you've got the right to yell.
I can, but they probably don't want you to disrupt the proceedings.
No, let's not do that.
Let's have some decorum around here.
Decorum.
That's right. Hey, the country's birthday is coming up, 250. My buddy John here, he's got a series of shows that's been great. A lot of them are focusing on St. Louis, and we're going to talk about some of that when we come back as we get closer to the 250th anniversary of this country. Josh Schertz, SLU basketball coach, will be with us at 9:30 on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex, which is available at supplement superstores. And look, I've been using Burn Balance Complex since the week that it was released, and you notice the benefits really soon after you get started. Look, what Burn Balance Complex is a complete metabolism system. It is not just a fat burner. It works with your body, not against you, right? It's not bringing a lot of the negativity that other supplements bring. It's nothing but the good stuff. It's a natural weight loss option for people that just don't want prescriptions or injections. Get that. I understand it. And to me, Burn Balance Complex is the best thing I've used when it comes to natural weight loss. Also helps with reducing stress and lowering cortisol levels. You're going to get appetite and cravings control along with that, plus all-day focused energy with no jitters, which is the best part. Look, it's not magic. You got to put in the work. Burn Balance Complex makes putting in the work that much easier. So get out to supplement superstores. Tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you, and they'll knock 30% off for you right there on the spot. And you can find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
What's up? It's Draymond Green. I'm I'm back for my 14th NBA season, and my podcast, The Draymond Green Show, is back too. This season, I'm breaking down games, reacting to the biggest NBA stories, and sitting down with teammates, rivals, and culture shapers. And trust me, I'm not holding back, on the court or on the mic. 2 new episodes every week, new segments, big conversations, real basketball talk for the real hoop heads. Listen to and follow The Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcasts. We're back, we're better, let's get it.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to Supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At Supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's Supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Welcome to Willie's Wings, home of the secret sauce.
I'll take a dozen wings. Oh, by the way, I love that sauce. What's in it?
Can't tell you.
Why not?
It's a secret.
While many financial advisors claim to have the secret sauce, they don't. In fact, if their sauce is so good, why are they keeping it a secret? Steve All of the All Financial Group doesn't keep anything a secret. He knows there's much more to retirement planning than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. He'll develop a strategy designed specifically for you. It's your own secret sauce for retirement. Call Steve today at 636-230-8824 for your personal portfolio x-ray. Call 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Fine, you want to know what's in the sauce?
Absolutely.
Tablespoon of paprika.
Really?
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Steve All, NPN number 153-07419.
You've got to try the new TikTok diet.
Just ask Chat.
I just take blue-green algae.
You just have to eat kale. Kale, kale, kale.
I read you should put butter in your coffee.
Or you could trust your gut. When it comes to your energy, digestion, and overall health, how do you know what's actually right for you? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple, at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to show what's going on inside you right now. Not trends, not guesses, your biology. With your results, Viome gives you clear, personalized, actionable guidance. Which foods help you, which ones don't, and which supplements your body actually can benefit from. All based on the world's largest gut health databases and thousands of clinical research studies. Many people who use Viome report better digestion, more energy, and an improved mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing.
And maybe still eat the kale?
Maybe. Learn more at Viome.com/know. V as in Victor, IOME.com/KNOW. And use coupon code VIOME50 to save $50 off your purchase.
And eat everything blue.
No, thank you.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Gas House Gang today at 12 bells. You know who's going to be on it?
Oliver Marmol.
Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol with us every Tuesday at 12, and he is scheduled to be with us. I suppose there could be like a little scheduling thing because they're on the road. They have to take a bus to the ballpark. If that conflicts, we might change it up.
Bus.
Yeah, we might change it up a little, but let's just say 12 o'clock.
All right.
We expect it to be 12, and if it changes, we'll let you know, of course.
You'll be the first to know.
No, the listeners?
Yeah.
No, they're going to be like 5th or 6th to know.
Oh.
Maybe.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, okay. So yesterday, you may have heard, and I mean, the news has kind of been out there, so we just want to acknowledge this, but there is reporting from pretty much every major outlet in the city that our stations here, the group of Odyssey stations, so KMOX, 97.1, Y98, KZK, 96.3, so on and so forth. So all of our stations are in the process of being sold.
They are.
They are in the process of being sold to a new investor. And, you know, we don't really know what it's going to look like, but it sounds like they are interested in investing in the product, like what we have here, what we have at KMOX and what we have at all the other 5 stations here. And, you never really know what's going to happen if new ownership takes over. And there's a lot of things that have to happen from now until then. Nothing changes for the time being. But, as long as it is an entity that wants to come in and invest in this market, awesome. It could turn out to be really, really great. And I have been part of Odyssey or one form or another. Right. It was CBS, then Entercom, and it changed names however many times. I was a part of that going back to 2002. So I've been in this company for most of the last 24, 25 years.
Wow.
With the exception of 3 or 4.
You don't look old enough for that, Raj.
Dude, I'm getting there, man.
Yeah.
I'm catching up, bro. I'll be 50 next year.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
50.
That's a big number.
I didn't even know it went that high.
You'll get mail from AARP.
Oh, man. I tell you what, if that happens to me, if I start getting mail like that, like, oh, does your back hurt? It's over for me, pal. It's over.
Wait till you see the digital ads once you crest 60. The stuff that gets fed to my phone is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, but for the time being, nothing changes, and I don't know how it's going to look in the future, but there are all kinds of possibilities for KMOX and all of our sister stations here, and we'll see how it goes down, man. Looking forward to it.
Me too.
Your series of shows for America's 250th birthday called America Revisited. You and Michael Kelly have done a series of these. I know some of them are St. Louis-centric just because
a few of them,
this is a historic city.
Yes.
I don't think people nationally recognize just how much stuff happened here or originated here or came through here. But this is an historically significant city.
It is.
And I'm sure you guys covered it.
The westernmost battle of the American Revolution.
That's right.
In St. Louis.
Oh, we talked to Peter Castor, professor at Washington University, who I know you're talking to on Friday with Michael. And then you talked to him a couple of times.
Oh, yeah. He's wonderful. A great resource. Happy John Morton Day to all of you. Today.
Oh, yeah.
Happy John Morton Day. It was on this day in 1776, the 30th of June, that John Morton switched his vote, breaking a deadlock at the Continental Congress over the question of American independence. He decided to side with Benjamin Franklin, thereby casting the deciding vote to declare our independence from England.
So why isn't John Morton more famous?
Well, I mean, he's famous enough, Thomas
He's
Paine.
Not Ben Franklin famous.
Thomas Paine.
He's not Thomas Paine famous.
He's not Thomas Paine famous. Thomas Paine wrote the pamphlet Common Sense, which at the time, and perhaps today, was the most widely read, or the second most widely read publication per capita any place in the world, second only to the Holy Bible. Common Sense really convinced a lot of then colonists that independence was a good idea, and it was Thomas Paine who first coined the term United States of America.
That is something I did not know.
Yeah, well, now you do.
Because it's always the, now I'm blanking. Who is the guy, give me liberty or give me death? Is that Patrick?
Patrick Henry.
Yeah, it's Patrick Henry. That's it. Can't believe I blinked on that. I mean, I can. I'm not sleeping well these days.
Uh-oh.
John Hancock, Chris Ranji on KMOX, and we appreciate you being with us. Josh Schertz, SLU basketball coach, is going to be with us when we come back. A lot of exciting stuff happening with the Billikens and a lot of exciting stuff happening in soccer. It's the biggest stage in the world in sports, hands down. And FanDuel is changing the game. So a couple of really great matches happened yesterday, went to penalty kicks. We got more on that today. John's got some thoughts on penalty kicks. Sometimes if you have bet a player in soccer and that player gets subbed out, well, unfortunately, your bet disappears with him. Well, FanDuel decided, let's not do it that way. Let's do it better. FanDuel Super Sub has been introduced. So what it means is if your player gets subbed out, you get to stay in on the action because your bet just transfers to the the substitute who comes in for him. So you are right up into it right until the final whistle, which is exactly the kind of action you're looking for. FanDuel.com/Missouri to get signed up. And if you haven't done it yet, as I have been telling you for several months, FanDuel's app is safe and secure. It will help you make the right choices or the choices that you want to make. It is intuitive, and you're going to get paid out instantly if you win. FanDuel.com/Missouri. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Every day starts the same way, and then it goes wherever it wants.
Life doesn't stop for Cardinals baseball. It just kind of runs alongside it. Dave Glover here from the Dave Glover Show. We're talking real life, real stuff, and yes, a lot of Cardinals along the way, because that's how fans actually live it. It's just like happy hour, man. We get together every day from 1 to 5. We have fun, we laugh, we commiserate, we complain. DGS 1 to 5.
The Dave Glover Show at 1. And then Cardinals baseball.
After a disaster, emotional recovery takes time. Show Me Hope Missouri offers free, confidential support wherever you are. Call or text 1-800-985-5990 and connect with a local crisis counselor today. From Missouri Department of Mental Health.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Well, you want to take a guess? It's hot. It is very hot, and it's going to be hot for the next several days. We are looking at an extreme heat warning that happens all the way through 10 o'clock on Friday night. Right now, it's 84 degrees, and the AccuWeather real feel is 101. The weather is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force Band of Mid-America 4th of July Concert Series.
Freedom 250. Join the U.S. Air Force Band of Mid-America July 1st through July 7th across St. Louis as we celebrate America's 250-year legacy with free concerts. No tickets required. Details at afbandtix.org. That's afbandtix.org.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767.
Liberty Mutual customize this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
Hey, St. Louis, need to sell your home fast? The Gelman team with eXp Realty can make you an instant cash offer in just 24 hours. No showings, no repairs, no waiting. Visit thegelmanteam.com or give them a call at 314-336-1991.
This is the Gas House Gang from KMOX.
Bernie Nicholas and the Gas House Gang, today at noon on America's Sports Voice, KMOX.
We're in the midst of summer, but that does not mean that Billikens basketball can sleep. There's no sleep anytime, especially not for our next guest. Josh Schertz is the head coach of the men's Billikens basketball team, and he joins us on the Quiver River Electric guest line. Coach Schertz, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I have to get sleep. I mean, that's beauty sleep. I can't look this good on no rest, I got to tell you.
Hey, listen, you brought up a really great point, because I was just having this conversation with a couple of friends about how basketball coaches, like college basketball coaches and college football coaches, have always had this thing where, they're They never leave the building. They're always watching film. They can never sleep because they're sleeping 3 hours a night because they have too much to do. And we were talking about, like, maybe that's actually counterproductive, that if you do get your sleep, that you're going to be more efficient and more effective. Is that a philosophy that you take?
100%. I would agree with that. I don't think I've never looked at it like, you got to sleep in the office. And I mean, there's times, look, you're in a tournament, you got a game the next day, you got to really cut your sleep on there's scenarios in this profession. You're recruiting, got to get up at 4 a.m, 5 a.m. to catch an early flight. I mean, there are scenarios where it's a must do, but in general, I think that's super overrated. I mean, obviously hard to be at your best. I mean, I know there's short sleepers. I guess that's a very small percent of the population, but for most people, if you're not getting, 6, 7, 8 hours a night, it's hard to be at your best the next day, emotionally, mentally, cognitively, in every area, to give people what you need. So I think there's times you cut it short, but at the end of the day, working hard is not the key. I think everybody does that. It's how efficiently and how intelligently you can work. And I think that's maybe a little bit of an underrated aspect of it is how intelligent, how efficient are you with the time you're putting in.
Coach, when I interview coaches, I always like to ask, how do you react to a loss? And has that evolved for you over the course of your coaching career?
Probably some. I still take them terrible. I think that's part of the deal. You just, when you lose, it's a terrible feeling. I think part of what makes, I think there's a difference in loving the win and hating to lose. I've always been somebody who hates to lose, so that drives preparation, that drives the sense of urgency for me, and that's the way I'm wired. Doesn't mean everybody's the same, but so every game, every competitive endeavor is a chance to experience that terrible feeling. And so I think though what I've learned over time is you have to I gotta watch it, and then I usually watch it if it's a loss sometimes twice in a row, and then you got to kind of strip the emotion out of it, and then you got to take the lessons, apply them, move forward. That's what you got to do when you win as well. I think there's this philosophy that you win everything, and it's more of like maybe like not necessarily players and coaches, but I think outside fans, media, you win, everything was great, you lose, everything was poor, and and it doesn't really work that way. Like you're playing a game, you're down by 1 point and you shoot a ball at the buzzer. If that ball goes in, everything was great. If that ball goes in, everything was terrible. And, it really, the previous 39 minutes to 59 seconds were all what they were. And I think the whole key to having great seasons and is being able to strip the emotion out, take the lessons from the competition, apply those things moving forward, come back to work the next day and get better, because whether you win or whether you lose, the whole key is, what's next. And that ability to do that, to be able to take the lessons, apply them, that's the path to wisdom. That's the way you get better. And staying obsessed with improvement allows you to stay off the emotional roller coaster that a lot of people ride during a season.
Billikens basketball coach Josh Schertz is with us on KMOX, and Robbie Avila, who is a player you have had a very close relationship with for the last several years, big part of this Billikens team. And, he graduated after this last season, but we got the news at the end of last week that he has signed an Exhibit 10 contract with the Lakers. So he is extending his career and trying to get into professional basketball. When you found out about that, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, really excited for him. He had a couple different options. He had a couple teams that wanted to sign him to Exhibit 10s in the NBA. So he had a couple choices there, and then he had a chance to go overseas and play in the Euro League with Isaiah Swope, who was one of his teammates here and at Indiana State. And he chose the Lakers of all those options. And I knew of the options. I didn't know what he was going to choose. He and his agent, came to that conclusion. And, Robbie feels really good about it and feels good about his opportunity there to make an impact. I think it's it sounds like a good setup for him. I know he's already out in L.A. and, is excited. So I told him, it's good for him, hopefully better for me, better have a room out there for me when I come visit Southern California. So, but no, I'll see him in Vegas There's a recruiting event out there. It kind of coincides with the summer league. So we'll have, Jason Kent, who played for me at Indiana State, who was Robbie's high school teammate. He played with the Portland Trailblazers this year, but he'll play on their summer league team. Ryan Conwell, who played with Robbie at Indiana State, has just got drafted by the Miami Heat, so he'll be out there. And then Deion Brown, who a lot of our fans remember from last year, is out there with the Brooklyn Nets. So we'll have 4 guys out there that I was a part of and in summer league. So it should be a fun time. Blend that with some recruiting.
Coach Schurz, I've been a fan of your program going back to the Rich Grauer era. And since the Rich Grauer era, it's long been talked about, wouldn't it be great for SLU to play Mizzou? And it never happened, and it never happened, and it never happened. It's happening this season. How exciting is this for your program?
I think it's great. I think it's a huge step forward. I mean, part of building a program, there's a lot of things that have to happen, and it all emanates and originates from winning, right? I mean, and so having the year we had, infrastructure, resources, things internally, getting on a national stage and improvements in scheduling. And I think, you're seeing that, Missouri, reaching out about that game. Like I said, why are we doing it? Well, I think it's really good for both programs. We get a chance to play each other here in a 3-year deal. All at the Enterprise Center, which, is gonna create, with both fan bases and where both programs are in our trajectory, we expect that to be a sellout. We expect it to be an incredible atmosphere. We expect it to be a quad 1 game, national TV game. But upgrading our schedule and having these type of games, whether it's certainly Missouri is the most prominent, it'll be hard to beat that just because of, what this means for the state. And but I think, getting DePaul in a home and home series, getting some of the games that we're getting, is a credit to kind of what we did and part of the evolution as we build this thing up of, how do we take this and continue to push forward and position ourselves on a national level. And it's a step-by-step process. But last year, put us in a conversation to get a game like that. I appreciate Dennis reaching out. Again, it's going to be great for them. And in this NIL era, everybody's looking for games that we can really, you can make revenue on. Everyone's looking for games that position you best to be in the NCAA tournament and are, what you would call, the wins above bubble games. So we think, and then it's great for our fans, and their fans. So it's a win-win all the way around. Super excited for it. And hopefully it's not just, it's 3 years and then we look at it and go, man, that was awesome. Let's keep doing it. And I have a feeling, it'll be great for both programs and the entire state of Missouri.
SLU Mizzou, November 6th at Enterprise Center, and ticket information for that is expected to be released in the coming weeks, but there is nothing out just yet. And as far as a game like that goes, obviously for years it has been very difficult to schedule those types of opponents because a power conference school like Mizzou is reluctant to play an A-10 school like SLU, or I've seen it with Missouri Valley schools, a league that I have followed for many, many years. They're just afraid to schedule those games, afraid of the loss. Is it really that big of a detriment, though? I mean, do coaches, do you think they are too concerned, the coaches of these power conference schools, are they too concerned about losing to one of these mid-majors? And because they think it's going to reflect poorly on them, but does it really?
Well, I think, fans' perception differs from like NCAA tournament perception. I think, high major coaches tend to worry. I mean, a loss to, Missouri losing to Kansas State, even if Kansas State hypothetically was not as good as SLU, in fans' mind, Missouri's fans' mind, is more acceptable than them losing to a better SLU team. Because, again, the perspective being, we're a high major, we're an SEC team, how could we lose to an Atlantic 10 team? Even the Atlantic 10 team is better than the Big 12 team, right? So I think that there is a perception in amongst, and coaches are concerned about that. Like, what's the perception? What do fans think? How do they absorb, a loss to this, to this team? It's funny, like there was a year like, we almost lost my first year to UMass Lowell. They were ahead of like Boston College in the net ratings. But if you lose to Boston College, it's okay. But if you lose to UMass Lowell, it's devastating. Even though UMass Lowell might be a better team, it's perception sometimes becomes reality. But I think, in today's world, the expanded field, people are getting smarter about how they schedule, just like everything. Basketball and life, is getting more efficient. And so sports are becoming more efficient. I think, in terms of how teams play, I think people are becoming more intelligent about how they schedule. And if Missouri thinks that, hey, St. Louis is going to be a top 50 team, which means they're going to be a quad one game on a neutral floor, and we can make this much revenue because we can sell it out, and we're going to get 20,000 whatever seats in there, people in there because of the fan bases. It's a great revenue generator. It's a great opportunity for an NCAA tournament resume. They're kind of like house money games where, if you're a quad one game, if you win them, it's a great win. If you lose, it's a good loss. So that's why you see all these high major teams playing each other quad one games, because they're house money games. And so, I think teams are becoming more intelligent. So you're seeing more. I think if we continue to win, we'll put ourselves in position to play more of these games. DePaul, we were going to play them in a exhibition scrimmage, I think. And they won the quad one game. So they're coming here and starting a home and home here. So, hopefully more of those opportunities, more of those things. And then we're also trying to play some of the same mid-majors in our boat, right? Like St. Mary's and High Point and Grand Canyon and teams like that, Santa Clara's. Over the years, we're trying to play teams in that same boat as us that struggle to get games. But we know they're quad one, quad two games for us, which all the NCAA tournament, they don't take conference affiliation into account. They take, those metrics, not what the perspective is of a fan.
Coach Schertz, speaking of great opportunities, fans of the Billikens have a great opportunity this Thursday, 5 to 7 at Chaffetz Arena. You've got an open practice. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it should be good. We're excited to get out there. We've been going for a little over 3 weeks now. This is day 2 of week 4. We kind of segment the summer in we get 8 weeks. We segment it in weeks of 4. So July 2nd will really finish us off for this 4 weeks. We're going to go a day early, and they get a 10-day break. So it's a good capstone. We certainly have a lot of excitement around the program, around our team. We've got a long way to go, but our guys been working hard, and it's a great chance for our fans to come and see not just the 10 returners with Isaac Holmes and the 9 scholarship guys back, but the 6 newcomers kind of get a glimpse at our team, where we are, what guys look like. I think there's a level of familiarity. Again, we're a long way away from where we need to be, but certainly it's a great opportunity to come in, connect, watch our guys. We'll scrimmage, we'll get up and down, we'll play some 10-minute quarters, and they'll get a chance to watch us go up and down and get a glimpse of it. And then we'll do it again in the end of July and give our fans a couple windows into what this team looks like, and so they can monitor it as we get towards October and start playing games for, exhibitions.
Yep, still several months before the season actually starts, and we are looking forward to that. And we know that you've got a lot of work to do, so I'm going to let you do that and get as much rest as possible. We want you to be alert.
Thank you.
And
that's right. Thank you. I need to be alert and ready to go. Absolutely. Got to get my beauty sleep.
And you need to find another sparring partner. With Avila gone, you got to find somebody else.
I do. I got to find somebody else. Hard to find somebody that witty and that good, So they need to be both. But yeah, no, it'll be fun. And we got a good group. We got really good pieces. Excited about this team. Can't wait for the fans to come out and check them out here on Thursday night.
Josh Schertz, we appreciate your time. Thank you for being with us.
Appreciate you guys having me on. See you soon.
That is Billikens basketball coach Josh Schertz with us. And for season tickets for the Billikens in their season, which again comes up in October, slewbillikens.com/tickets. And if you're a season ticket holder, they want you to renew by the 15th of July. So you better get in on that, because that will be another hot ticket. They are expected to be pretty good again, and I'm looking forward to it. And John, there has been a ruling on birthright citizenship.
You don't say.
Yeah, we'll tell you what that is when we come back on KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
You work hard, follow the rules, and get absolutely slammed by taxes. Your paycheck, taxed. Your property, taxed. Everything you buy, taxed. Missouri's tax system isn't broken, it's rigged against you. The lawyers and lobbyists working for big corporations and the super rich buried over 200 loopholes for themselves in our tax code. While they pay nothing on the services they use, working families are taxed over and over. It's no wonder they're lying about Amendment 5. Our corrupt tax system is rigged in their favor. They're getting a free ride on your back. Don't believe their lies. The truth is, Amendment 5 closes loopholes exploited by the super rich and slashes taxes paid by Missouri's working families, phasing out income taxes and cutting property taxes. They finally pay what they owe while you keep what you earn. Vote yes on Amendment 5. Paid for by Missouri Promise PAC.
Sail on down to Busch Stadium for the inaugural Yacht Rock Night on Friday, July 10th. Watch the Cardinals take on the Atlanta Braves, and with the purchase of a special themed ticket, fans will take home an exclusive Cardinals captain's hat. And all week, listen to KMOX for a chance to win a pair of game tickets and theme tickets. Tickets are available at nlb.com/Cardinals. For more information, go to KMOX.com/contests.
If you own a business, you've heard it all. From fast funding to easy approvals, everyone says the same thing. LendSeek is different. We show you what you actually qualify for. LendSeek's AI-enabled platform matches you with funding options with no guesswork. Up to $5 million in as fast as 24 hours. If you've been in business over a year, doing at least $50,000 per month, apply for free with zero out-of-pocket costs and access to over 100 lenders. Start ready, stay ready. Lendseek.com. LENDSEEK.com.
For the last 33 years, you've discovered that at Banner Construction, we pride ourselves on quality craftsmanship. We believe the single most important decision homeowners must make when considering an exterior restoration project is, who do you hire? At Banner, we provide well-engineered, meaningful, long-term solutions to transform your home into the pride of the neighborhood. Let us help you fall in love with your home all over again. Call 314-569-1050 or visit bannerconstruction.com and have a banner day.
When pain starts to slow you down, BJC Healthcare and WashU Medicine orthopedic specialists are here to help. Nationally recognized leaders in orthopedics deliver care that's informed by research and personalized for you. From everyday aches to complex injuries and recovery, we're here to help you get back to doing what you love. Find an orthopedic specialist today. Visit bjc.org/orthopedics or call 314-362-9355.
The wait is over. The new Omaha Steak Store is now open in Baldwin at 15305 Manchester Road in Central Plaza. Shop now for 50% off store-wide and enjoy delicious doorbuster deals starting at just $19.99. For more than 100 years, Omaha Steaks has delivered the world's best steak experience. From extra-aged USDA-certified tender steaks to pure ground burgers, air-chilled chicken, premium pork, and so much more. Every bite is handcrafted by master butchers and backed by their 100% satisfaction guarantee. Stop by the new Omaha Steak Store in Baldwin today to discover the Omaha Steaks difference.
You feel it every time you check out. Prices up, paychecks stretched, families squeezed. That's why Ann Wagner's fighting to get government off your back and out of your way. Wagner passed the largest tax cut in American history, expanded child tax credits, ended taxes on tips, overtime, and Social Security. And Wagner is working to lower costs so families keep more of their hard-earned money. But Ann Wagner knows delivering for Missouri means more than just protecting their wallets. It means protecting our streets as well. That's why Wagner fought to secure our border, deport dangerous illegal aliens, partner with law enforcement, and put predators behind bars and off our streets so our neighborhoods and communities stay safe. Because real effective leadership protects what matters most: your money, your family, your safety. Ann Wagner for Congress.
I'm Ann Wagner, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Ann Wagner for Congress.
The Chris and Amy Show is video streaming now on KMOX's YouTube, X, and Facebook pages. Click and subscribe. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Well, John, the decision has just been dropped minutes ago, and the Supreme Court has ruled against President Donald Trump in his effort to end birthright citizenship. Now, I had heard several scholars, experts, people who really know what's going on, that this is going to be like a
no-brainer.
7-2,
9-0,
8-1, 9-0. Yeah. It was close. It was 5-4. 5-4 with Barrett and Roberts siding with Kagan, Sotomayor, and Jackson. That should not have been that close, dude.
It should not have been that close. I'm genuinely shocked.
I mean, at least it lost, but the fact that it was that close is
what really
bleak is the word that I think of.
What drives me nuts on something like this is the fact that these jurists were selected because they were strict constructionists or originalists. That's conservative jurisprudence. You cannot read the language of the 14th Amendment, in my opinion, and come to any other conclusion than it says what it says, and it means what it says.
Well, I mean,
I'll be interested to read the dissents.
It's a win's a win, but that decision dropping within the last 10 minutes here. So there a bunch of other decisions have come out over the last couple of days. We're going to talk to Stephen Portnoy with ABC about those decisions at 11:30.
Oh, good. That'll be fun. Well, did you see this? I just saw this.
Uh-huh.
George Washington's bar tab.
No.
3 days before they signed the Constitution in September of 1787, he bid farewell to Philadelphia. And he had an event at the City Tavern there in Philadelphia. 55 guests. They consumed 54 bottles of Madeira, 60 bottles of Claret, 8 bottles of whiskey, 8 bottles of hard cider, and only 12 bottles of beer. That's a lot of liquor.
How much was it?
Oh, I don't have but they do have the receipt, but I don't have the price at my fingertips at the moment.
Wow, that's amazing. Did you see, by the way, as we get to break here,
Yes.
This is a sportsy thing.
Yeah.
Did you see the Golden State Warriors, according to reporting, looking at bringing in LeBron?
Wow. He's your age.
Oh, yeah, he's, no, he's not.
I know, he's what, 44?
No, he's
43?
I thought he was like 41. I don't know. I'll tell you in a second. I'll look it up.
I think he's your age.
He is 41.
Huh.
John Hancock, Chris Ranji on the Chris and Amy show. Amy Marks Kors is out, and we are going to go over the economy. We'll go over your finances. We'll do it with Dave Simons, partner and managing director of One Private Wealth, next on KMOX.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
Salesforce is making a big bet on AI assistance for customer service. Salesforce says it's acquiring Fin for $3.6 billion, a firm specializing in an AI agent that Salesforce says resolves complex customer queries end-to-end and across every channel, including live chat and email. Fin's AI agent will be used to complement Salesforce's agent force. I'm Jason Brooks.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
If you've been told that you need a new heating and cooling system for your home, and if you've gotten prices or you're going to get prices, call me. Try to stay away from the word high efficiency or efficiency. If you replace your system now and it's 12, 15, or 20 years old, you are greatly improving the efficiency just by replacing the old, inefficient unit. Do not be fooled. If you want a common sense approach and you just want your house cooled, I will help you. If you're good with that, call me. One easy number. It's Missouri and Illinois. The easiest of numbers, 314-293-2600. Or on the internet, bartinman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
This year, America celebrates 250 years, 2.5 centuries of courage, sacrifice, and family stories passed down from one generation to the next. Hi, I'm Nick Mako.
And I'm Adam Baselogger, founders of Legacy Box. Your family's piece of the American story is sitting in an attic or closet right now. trapped on aging VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, film reels, and fading photos.
Those boxes hold moments you can never recreate. Your wedding day, your children's voices when they were little, grandparents coming back to life on screen.
Over 2 million families have trusted Legacy Box. And we've just partnered with the USO to digitize fragile handwritten letters from World War II, helping preserve American history for future generations.
As America turns 250, remember that your family is a part of the American story. Preserving those voices, faces, and moments is a part of your responsibility to the next generation. Don't let them disappear on your watch.
Visit legacybox.com/radio for our amazing America 250 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to save.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood, the voice of St. Louis.
It is 10 o'clock, and right now we've got sunshine, a few clouds. It is now 87 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. The Supreme Court has upheld a broad conception of birthright citizenship, rejecting President Trump's executive order declaring children born to people in the U.S. illegally or temporarily are not citizens. The court also is upholding state laws barring transgender girls and women from playing on school athletic teams. The court's conservative majority has repeatedly ruled against transgender Americans in this past year. More than 24 Republican-led states have adopted bans on female transgender athletes. As we head toward the 4th of July, patriotism and national pride in the U.S. have hit a record low, according to Gallup. Only 58% of Americans report being extremely or very proud to be American, marking a quarter-century low. Detroit resident Yvonne Pisticini says she no longer flies a flag outside her home because of current politics.
Donald Trump has made it so that people of color and people that are not white are really not a part of this country. We're just here. We're props. We're not here. This is not our country anymore. This is the country of Trump.
Linda Cunningham says politics should be kept off the American flag.
I know there's so much going on in the world right now, and I know everyone has their own views. And I'm just sad that politics have to be brought in to the flag and the meaning of it.
Republicans and older white adults are especially likely to say they fly the American flag. Younger Democrats and black adults are more likely to say they don't. Some changes at Explore St. Louis. Kat Neville says they're pushing more partnerships because they really only served and connected with about 10% of the visitor economy.
It's really important that we develop really strong, knit together connections throughout the entire visitor economy. That's everything from, yes, obviously hotels and attractions, but to small mom and pop shops and little restaurants.
Neville has a new title, too, Executive Vice President of Community Engagement. The cost of live events has been increasing over the last 5 years or so. It's now being called funflation. Prices for events like concerts and games have increased by about 27%. Vivian Tu, founder of Your Rich BFF on social media, says some people are stretching their savings to go.
When concerts, going out with your friends, going to a sporting event becomes more expensive, it also leads to people making poor financial choices, whether it's putting these charges on a credit card, buy now, pay latering, or even just foregoing saving and investing to have a good time for one night of fun.
The weather is sponsored by Financial and Tax Strategies.
An extreme heat warning in effect through 10 p.m. Friday with AccuWeather real fuel temperatures at or over 105 each afternoon. Hazy sunshine, extremely hot and humid this afternoon with a high of 99. Clear, warm and sticky tonight, though 78. Hazy sunshine, hot and humid tomorrow, high 97. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It is 87 degrees right now in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
If your retirement plan is mostly what if and a little fingers crossed, you deserve better answers than that. Check out Wealth and Wisdom Saturdays at 7 a.m. here on KMOX. I'm Gary Goldberg. Call 800-966-1690.
100 years, one legendary voice. We live KMOX's century of service, classic audio, photos, videos, and more at KMOX100.com.
It's the Chris and Amy Show. And it's John Hancock who is in for Amy Marks Kors, who happens to be out of town. Huh. That's right. She is in Singapore.
Wow.
Yes.
That's quite a distance.
And hopefully she will not get caned.
Yes.
For doing anything wrong.
Oh, she won't do anything.
No, you don't think so? No. Just some breaking news over the last minute. We have learned that Samuel Alito has announced he's retiring from the Supreme Court.
Wow.
That's right.
So this is his last day.
Now, I haven't seen when it's done.
Well, I mean, the session's over, so.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, he is expected to retire, but nobody has said when. I don't know if wouldn't be next session, right? Like they're probably going to make sure that they have a way that the president has a way to nominate somebody new quickly, I would think.
Well, yeah, because whether the Republicans will control the Congress come January or the Senate in January is very much up in the air right now.
Yeah. Well, we will see, but that is what is being reported right now. Multiple outlets, and it's time to go to the Quiver River Electric guest line. Dave Simons is with us. He is the partner and managing director of One Private Wealth. Dave, how are you?
I'm fabulous, Chris, and John, a pleasure as always to visit with you.
Indeed.
Say, does the market ever fluctuate with Supreme Court decisions when there's a flurry of them like today and yesterday?
No, not at all. It is a great question because a lot of investors do worry sometimes about politically related events. But time and time again, we see that it really has absolutely no bearing. So, no, don't expect any kind of market movement on this news, and don't expect it when a name is eventually bannered about by the president and eventually confirmed. It will not be market making news.
So we are almost halfway through 2026. We're just a couple of days away from that point. And as you look at the economy and what it has done since January, just with your general overview of the U.S. in 26.
Well, I got to tell you, man, if I was a teacher and I had to give a letter grade, just for the stock market itself, it would be difficult for me not to give it an A or an A minus when you consider all of the roadblocks that the market had to overcome. Because on January 1st, if you had a crystal ball and you saw in advance, oh, shoot, we're going to go to war against Iran with things, that never goes well in the Middle East for us. And they're going to actually close the Strait of Hormuz there for a while, and oil's going to go back above 100, and gas is going to. So you saw all of that. There was no reprieve from the war, Russia-Ukraine. You had inflation going up. You had all these other issues. You'd say, okay, not just is the market down, that's a given. How much is it down? No, it's actually having its best first half in 5 years. Like, what? And Chris, this kind of goes in relation to the question that you just had about market making news. And I had mentioned that politics really doesn't move it. Well, this is proof. You had some really major geopolitical events hit, mostly negative. And yet, what did the market focus on? Earnings. What did the market focused on? Oh, this new thing called AI, which is a revolution unlike anything that we've seen since the internet, and even more so. That's what investors are focusing on. Everything else just takes a side seat.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about AI. It's obviously had a profound impact in the stock market. Is this thing, does it threaten to bubble given the opposition, the grassroots opposition to the American public, not wanting these things?
Yeah, it's a common question, John, and it's a good one, and it's a debate that needs to be had. But this thing is a train that's not going to be stopped. It really isn't. I know that there's a lot of not in my backyard for data centers, and they'll work around that. They'll find a solution some way, somehow. But this is our future. The one thing that we as American citizens can really have hopefully some say and impact is to try to limit the potential dystopian damage that we see, like, the Will Smith movie, I, Robot. That's where a lot of us go to. It's like, oh, okay, are these robots going to run the world? We're talking way, way down the road. A lot of the other concern, and I know I've talked about this quite a bit with Chris and Amy, is are we in a bubble just in the stocks of AI? And I have not been on that bandwagon. I do not believe so. And just here's one example. What is the poster child of the AI movement? It's NVIDIA. We saw exponentially it's gone up for about 5 years or so. What is it year to date? It's up 5%. It's below 200. It hasn't done much in the last 10 months. That is actually healthy. That's not a knock on NVIDIA at all. But that shows you that this is not 99 and into 2000. Microsoft, another tech heavyweight, is having its worst month. As June closes today, the stock of Microsoft is having its worst single month in 26 years. As a shareholder in both those stocks, by the way, I'm not saying that I'm particularly pleased with it, but on the other side, as someone who thinks long term, this is healthy. And this was not occurring during the internet bubble when you had some of the top names take a timeout.
Yeah, I mean, all of this that's happening with the tech, and we talked yesterday about prices for Microsoft and Apple. I mean, they're raising, iPads and iPhones and all kinds of stuff. The prices for all of those things are going up, and everything else has been going up. Gas is expensive, so on and so forth. So it's interesting that the stock market is doing as well as it is, and you've got these costs that are high for people who are still having to buy these things, and they are, people are screaming about how expensive everything is. So there's really this disconnect between what the market's doing and what people are experiencing.
That's it, man. Chris, you just nailed it. And this is something that I honestly, you search for answers, and a lot of experts have their opinions, but there's no definitive conclusion to this. And that is, okay, we know inflation is higher than we thought it would be this year. Of course, a lot of it related to the Middle East war, but there are other things happening, to your point, like in technology and AI. Micron Technology now has been this big boom of a semiconductor chip stock. They have been raising their prices. Usually technology, we see prices go down over time. Not what's happening now because there's so much demand for it. But my goodness, you go to any restaurant that's a decent restaurant on a Friday or Saturday night, you're not getting in unless you have reservations. You go travel these days. Apparently, we're going to have record travel over July 4th, even with higher gas prices. So, yeah, we don't like these higher prices. How can Americans overall still afford it? Oh, and the World Cup, by the way. We see that people are spending fortunes, of course, foreigners, but just keeping it here domestic, Americans spending so much money to attend these things. Where are they getting it? Well, we have seen that loans are up, borrowing, that's the word I'm looking for. Borrowing margin, credit card debt is up. Do we eventually pay a price for that? Maybe. But right now, the consumer is actually very strong. Another piece of the puzzle to this market hitting record highs.
Yeah, that's kind of where I wanted to go with this, because there have been stories written over the past year about how, and I guess last few years, that credit card debt nationally is through the roof, and it continues to rise. Are those numbers still, as of today, going up?
They have leveled off, Chris. Okay. So I guess if there's any good news, they haven't gone much higher. Also, credit card delinquencies were going up, but those have leveled off as well. So on a per capita basis, that has not reached levels, let's say, that we saw in 2007, right before the great financial crisis. I still do not see that there's any major problem in front of us right now with the economy collapsing or us going into a recession or there's a stock market bubble. I can see this thing still incrementally moving higher, but let's be honest, the easy money, in my opinion, in the market moves has been made, and anything from here will probably slow down a little bit, but I still don't see real calamity out there.
We are enjoying our weekly visit with Dave Simons here on the Chris and Amy Show. He's the partner and managing director of One Private Wealth here in St. Louis. Dave, I read the other day that Russia is going to start requiring Europeans to use rubles or yuans to purchase their oil. What's the effect, or what's the state of the American dollar as the global currency these days?
Strong as ever. And another common question, and one that I have to push back on a lot, because this has been talked about for years, if not decades, that the U.S. dollar, look out, it's going to be in trouble, that China would love to destroy the dollar, if not the U.S. economy. And there are all of these things that seem legitimate on the surface, but they don't make any sense if you really look into it. The collapse of the U.S. dollar would be a global depression that would make the 1930s look like a walk in the park. They need us. They won't say it publicly, but the world does need a strong dollar. They need one that has the continuation of being the currency of choice, the one that is the major help with business and transactions between countries. The dollar's not going anywhere. Look at recently, by the way, anytime that we have a major geopolitical issue like the breakout of war, what does the dollar do? It goes up. Why is that? Because of the U.S.? No. Those are your big institutional investors and governments that are snapping up dollars because they know it's about the most stable thing during times of turmoil. So yeah, Russia's going to do what Russia is going to do, but nobody is going to turn to the ruble. Nobody is going to turn to the Chinese yuan as the main currency of trade. Not in my lifetime anyway. The dollar is still king.
Last week, we did not get the opportunity to talk about this housing bill that is supposed to be signed into law eventually here. So what is your take on it?
Well, it's amazing when you look at this, the bipartisanship of this. I was really struck by that. You don't see this very often, but when you have the two people behind it in the Senate, Elizabeth Warren and Tim Scott of South Carolina, strange bedfellows there, but that shows you the bipartisanship. And the vote in the House was 358 to 32. And in the Senate, it was 85-5. So clearly, everyone in Washington says, yeah, we've got an issue with affordable housing. I don't think anyone can disagree with that. And there's some good components in the bill. But here's the deal. The one that I don't like, but whatever, if they're going to put it in there, fine. It's a little bit of a eat the rich populist mandate that's out there, a mantra that's out there right now. And that is, we don't want big institutions buying up these single family homes. Well, the data doesn't show that there's any impact at all. It's 2% of home purchases in the last 2 years. If you look at individuals, and I have a couple of friends in the business, one gentleman, this is his entire job. He actually owns 47 homes in St. Louis. He's not an institution. He's not going to be affected by it. I have another friend as a side job, owns 18 homes and rents those out. But and that actually equates to a bigger percentage of single family home purchases is just people doing this as a side job or their regular job. Big institutions actually provide a floor. They create homes. That's the whole thing. But for whatever reason, that was put in there. Okay, that's fine. But outside of that, I think overall, this has some really, really good potential in terms of some of the things that I've seen with the bill. Something has to be done. And obviously, by the vote being so bipartisan, which you don't see these days, that shows you right there that everybody agrees with it.
Dave Simons, we appreciate you every week joining us here on the show. Thank you again.
Thanks, guys. And I won't talk to you, so have a wonderful 4th this weekend.
Always love it.
Dave Simons, partner and managing director of One Private Wealth, with us every Tuesday on 104.1 FM KMOX. And false start.
What?
Apparently Samuel Alito is not retiring.
Why?
Well, NPR...
what? NPR?
NPR was the first to put out the story that he is retiring.
Yeah.
They have retracted the story, and they apologized for it, and they took it down. Well, they have the link up still, but when you go to the link, it says the story has been retracted.
Wow.
So it must have been a pre-write that somehow accidentally got pushed out.
Fake news, you might say.
I guess it doesn't mean that he's not, but maybe they jumped the gun on it. I don't know.
We'll have to stick around and find out.
Anyway, so I guess I wouldn't be surprised if he does retire here. I think that's the expectation, right? That before this president's term is over, he will.
Well, if you're going to have a vacancy, a self-created vacancy, it would have to be now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that a Trump nominee will be able to be confirmed after January.
That's John Hancock. He's in for Amy. I'm Chris Ranji. And John, my buddy here, he hates soccer. Well, he hates something.
Hate it.
You have a problem with soccer, and we're going to discuss this when we come back on KMOX.
What if your bathroom felt less like a routine and more like a daily escape? Glover here from my friends at Michael's Baths. They can transform ordinary bathrooms into beautiful, comfortable spaces for homeowners across St. Louis and all the surrounding areas. And now they're introducing new premium walls, perfect for those who love the look of stone without the upkeep. It's sleek, durable, and designed to elevate your space. For a limited time, enjoy a free rain shower head or upgrade with safety features like grab bars or a built-in seat. Call us at 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight, Skin Cancer Awareness this summertime, and we're joined by Dr. Aubriana McAvoy, a WashU medicine surgeon.
So I think most importantly, don't ignore a spot that's changing because early detection can save lives, and a quick skin check today could prevent a much bigger problem down the road.
Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, visit siteman.washu.edu.
Fresh paint inside, fresh flowers outside. Summer at your house is looking good. During July 4th deals at Lowe's, buy one, get one free. Select interior paint via mail-in rebate. Plus, get 2 1.5-gallon red, white, and blue annual hanging baskets for just $15. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See store at Lowe's.com for details and requirements. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Mizzou football is almost here. Get ready for the season opening kickoff and Como game on Thursday, September 3rd, with 4 tickets for only $80. Be there to see the finished Memorial Stadium Centennial Project, a deal for the entire family to enjoy the home opener. Let's keep the sellout streak alive and bring the energy as we kick off the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium. Purchase your 4 tickets for $80 at mutigers.com/kickoff and Como. MIZ.
Liberty Mutual customized this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I love a girls' weekend, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin, thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
You can usually find me in the kitchen, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm still in the mix with Skyrizi to treat my joint symptoms.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe at 4 months.
Or if you're an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Proudly serving St. Louis for over 100 years. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
But he scores! Paraguay have done it! Paraguay have won it! And they booted Germany out of the World Cup!
Yeah, the call on Fox, and that was exciting. Paraguay
penalty kick
has defeated Germany to advance in the World Cup, and then later at night, Morocco did the same thing in penalty kicks to beat Netherlands.
Lousy penalty kick.
It's
a terrible way to end a competition.
I just do not agree with you, but I'd love to hear it.
Well, here's the deal, Ron. You got a game. You got 22 guys out there running around back and forth over a big old field of grass, kicking the ball, putting their head on the ball, throwing the ball in from the sideline, kicking the ball out of the corner, and they're competing. And then they play for an hour and a half, and then the game's tied because it's almost always tied in soccer. And then they play a little bit more. They run around a little, and then they run around a little bit more, And then you take everybody off the field. You put one guy up there with the goalie with a massive goal, and he kicks the ball. The goalie guesses. If he guesses wrong, the ball goes in the goal. Boom, game over. That's not how you end an athletic competition. It should be decided on the field with the teams. I don't like shootouts in hockey, and I do not like penalty kicks in soccer.
Well, okay, everything about that, and I hear what you're saying. Every bit of that was wrong because they are, in fact, deciding it on the field. That is part of the field.
Yeah, but
they're doing, and it is exciting. Those games were exciting yesterday. Hockey shootouts, I think, are exciting, and it's great for a regular season.
Hockey's better than soccer because the goal. This is like taking a tennis ball.
What?
If you could take a tennis ball and hit the side of your house, you win. I mean, that's what this is.
Well, if that's the case, then how come over 90 minutes of play and then an additional 30 minutes on top of that, there are only 2 goals scored?
Because you got defenders on the field.
Yeah,
you got people kicking the ball the other way. This thing, you put a guy there, a ball is, I don't know what it's, 25 yards from a massive goal, and the goalie has to guess which direction it's going to go, and they dive one way, and then,
But there are a lot of saves, though.
Well, because they guess right sometimes.
Yeah, there are a lot of saves. And in the game last night, there were 3 misses. The post got hit a couple of times. Crossbar got hit once.
Well, how silly is that? These are supposed to be the best players in the world. You can't kick a ball. I could kick a ball.
No, you cannot.
From that, through the goal? I could do it.
Not with one of those goaltenders. You have no chance.
If they guess wrong.
They're not going to guess wrong on you.
And what they don't know about old JH over here is that I'm left-footed. So
they will know once you come up to the ball.
But you fake them out, Ronj.
Oh, God.
You do the old wiggle-waggle.
You think they haven't seen a fake out?
They think you're going to hit it with their old right paw down there? No, it's going to be the left paw.
Well, you're worse. Much worse.
John, there's just no way. You have no chance whatsoever of scoring against these guys.
I'm going to take up this challenge.
And
I used to play soccer.
This is what it sounds like to me. You Americans, you can't be happy.
Berkeley Bombers.
You get upset because Sockers have ties in the regular season, and they go to penalty kicks. Then they go to penalty kicks. You don't like that either. What do you want them to do?
Penalty kicks in the regular season, I have no problem with because I don't watch it. But when you've got a tournament that happens once every 4 years, and purportedly the very best players in the world are competing, and you decide a game with a kick into a big old net with the one guy and a ball? No.
Well,
I disagree.
Don is in Kirkwood, and he's got a problem with you, I think. What's up, Don?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a problem, but it's a common misconception. The goalkeepers don't guess. Experienced goalkeepers read and react. I played in college, played goalie for years, stopped 2 out of 2. I never guessed. You can see if you're experienced enough, you can read them. Sometimes you read them the wrong way, and you go the wrong way. And it's 12 yards, it's not 25. And sometimes the shooter misses, sometimes the shooter chokes.
See?
Well, there you go.
That happened a couple times last night.
Don, I appreciate the clarification.
Yeah.
Because when I was playing goalie for the Berkeley Bombers back in 1972.
The Berkeley Bombers. This guy's serious.
I guessed. I was the goalkeeper on that ball club.
Well, yeah, these guys are better at
Well, they're better than I was in 1972.
Let's
I was 8 years old, for the love of Pete.
Just real quick, let's put it this way.
Yeah.
Let's say you're in the batter's box against a professional pitcher.
All right.
Okay. You're going to be guessing.
Oh, yeah, and I'm not going to
You're going to be guessing. You're just like, I don't know. But the best of the best, sometimes they are, but a lot of times they read it out of the hand. They kind of know what's coming.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very, very difficult.
Got to have good eyeballs for that.
Yeah. So That's because they're used to it. They're
I
used
could
to the
not
speed.
I could not hit a professional pitch in baseball, but I could score a penalty shot in soccer.
I've seen you move. There's no chance.
Buddy, you've seen me move, but you haven't seen me move.
John Hancock, Chris Ranji. When we come back, we're going to talk a little sports with reporter for KMOV and Matrix Midwest, Jacob Sersosimo. He joins the show in a moment on KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
All access with Ollie Marble on the Gas House Gang.
I show up every day looking forward to what's next for this group. This group fits my personality to a T. I love what we're doing. I love how we're going about it. I love the honest conversations. I love the grit. And there's been certain times where I've caught myself where bases are loaded, our back's up against the wall, and I can't help but smile. I show up every day looking forward to what's next for this group.
Ollie Marble, Tuesdays at noon on KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Sunny and 87. The AccuWeather real feel right now is 105. We're going to have a high of 98 today. That extreme heat warning is in effect in our area until 10 p.m. on Friday night. The weather sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis for their 26-point tune-up. It's one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Always look for the genuine, the original red ribbon of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Schedule online at overheaddoorstlewis.com.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. This has been a test of the emergency alert system. This was only a test.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I was throwing a party for the twins and had custom invites and a banner printed at Staples. And that's when I saw Party City is now at Staples.
Party City? No way!
So now Staples has all your printing needs and everything you need for a party.
Everything times 2.
And now at Staples, save 25% on all custom banners.
Party City is now at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app. Some banners available same day when ordered by 12 p.m. Ins 8-1 exclusions apply.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Today,
the Cards, the Braves.
Ameren Total Access 520. First pitch 6:15.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Cardinals start a series against the Braves tonight in Atlanta. The second half of the season officially begins. Cardinals are through 81 games, and they got a record of 43-38 on the season so far. Time to go to the Quiver River Electric guest line. Sports reporter for KMOV and Matrix Midwest, Jacob Sersosimo, friend of the show, is with us on KMOX. Good morning, Jacob. And I hear that you have a bad opinion about penalty kicks also.
Yeah, I think if you can't score, just keep playing.
Right.
They do it in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I don't know why they don't do it in soccer. I'm on board with that. If you guys want to keep it tied game, I mean, we'll play till 1 a.m.
That's exactly right. That's how you decide.
Guys,
a sporting competition.
Guys, it's different scoring goals in hockey. These fluke goals happen all the time. Bounces, deflections, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So a game can end at any minute. It's a lot more difficult to do that in soccer. That's why they don't keep playing. That's why they don't play like 300 minutes.
That's the point, Ron. You got to have defenders on the field. I mean, you got to win the game the way God designed it. And God did not design penalty kicks. That's all I'm saying.
I kind of feel like if you're in the World Series and it's the 13th, if they go to the 10th or 11th or 12th inning, they go, all right, let's put the ball on a tee and see who can hit the first home run.
It's exactly
not
right.
even.
That is exactly correct.
We can't be deciding the World Cup on penalty kicks.
Right.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Of course you can.
I love this guy.
It's exciting.
Where'd you find this guy,
Well,
Ron?
I found him at KMOV in Matrix Midwest. Where have you been?
I'm here.
So
I've been watching soccer.
Jacob, the Cardinals are halfway through the season. So just a general overview for you. What do you think of what they are?
Yeah, I think Riley O'Brien said it really well in the clubhouse on Sunday after the game. And he was asked, halfway through the season, what are your thoughts on this clubhouse? And he says, I think you have a lot of guys playing with a lot of confidence. And I think that's what you want if you're a Cardinals fan coming into this season. Even if they were not going to be very good and not playing very well, you'd at least want these young guys to come through this season with confidence. And I think through the first half of the season, not only have they proved that they can be big leaguers, but they proved that they can find success in the big leagues. And I think the really important part of the first half of the season is they've gone through slumps. Not only have they gone through slumps as a team, but they've gone through slumps individually. Jordan Walker starts the season really, really hot, and then I believe it was in May where he kind of went through a bit of a slump there, and then he comes right back out of it. And I think when talking to this team at spring training, there was like a collective mindset that I kept getting from guys in the clubhouse that was like, we're building a team this season to succeed, but we're building a team to learn how to handle 162 together. And that was the highs and the lows. They go, when we know we're going to have low points of the season, but when we hit those low points, we don't want to be in those low points for too long. We need to learn how to respond and be good throughout the back end of those low points. And I think they've done a good job of that this year. And if you're just looking at this roster, looking at this team in March, and you say you're 43-38, 5 games above 500 at the midway point, I think a lot of people would take it.
Oh, for sure. And I feel, Jacob, like these next 4 series before the All-Star break are really going to be pivotal for the Cardinals. And we're going to find out how this team stacks up against some of the elite teams in the National League. It's going to tell us a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is going to really tell us a lot. And it kind of, goes without saying, but all those games they play in a row starting today. So they play Tuesday the 30th, and then they play every single day until July 12th. But I think the important piece is, can this team not look to the All-Star break? I mean, this is a team all year that Ollie Marmol has said he's been really pleased with their day-to-day, and not necessarily results-focused, but focused on coming into the clubhouse every day, doing their job and focusing on the little things. Well, can they keep their focus on the little things when they see a break in the future? Because this is a lot of young guys playing a lot of baseball through the first half of the season. So I think this next stretch is going to be critical for them. You have the Braves, you have the Cubs, you have the Brewers, and then you have the Braves again. So you have the Braves twice through this stretch, and then you have 2 divisional opponents, which the Cubs and the Cubs and the Brewers, who I believe are the only 2 teams, above the Cardinals right now in the standings. So this is a really tough stretch. And can you not look to July 13th too early? I think that's a challenge for this team.
Yeah, and talking about those 2 teams that are ahead of the Cardinals in the wild card race, the Cubs and the Phillies both have the exact same record at 47-38. And the Cubs had been, pretty down for a while. I think they had a good May, but it was not good early on. It had not been good for a little bit here. And now, with all those injuries, they're doing what they are doing. Do you think, other than the Phillies and Cubs, are there other teams in the wild card race that you really think the Cardinals have to look out for?
I'm not going to lie to you, Ron. I have not looked a whole lot at the playoff race. And I don't know if that's because, the Marlins obviously are a team you're going to have to watch out for because they're the best team in June. But throughout the season, I have not really focused on the playoff race at all. I feel like the focus of the playoff race is probably post-deadline for me because, Bill DeWitt Jr. said it the other day, they're not buying rentals at the deadline anyway. And this is a team that necessarily doesn't didn't have postseason expectations to start the season. So throughout the beginning and first half of the season, maybe once over the last 3 or 4 months, 3 months maybe, I've looked at the wild card race, and that was maybe in June at one point. I don't look at it a ton, but there are going to be teams in that race that are going to be good throughout the back half of the season. Like I'd expect the Padres to be good. I would expect the Marlins to be good. Maybe that's it. The Diamondbacks, maybe. But other than that, the Marlins would probably be the scariest in that group right now just because of how good they've been this month.
Yeah, they did have a heck of a June. Jacob Saracino is our guest, a sports reporter for KMOV and Matrix Midwest. Looking to the east, Jacob, New York.
Mm-hmm.
The New York Mets just named an interim manager. But I've seen increasing speculation that the permanent solution there, or at least the short-term solution there, might be our own Albert Pujols. What do you think?
I would not be surprised at all. I think he's ready for it. I think a lot of people in the league expect him to be there. And even when you look at what he and Yadier Molina have done, like in the World Baseball Classic, and all they've done around continuing to try to be involved in the game and become managers, I would not be one bit surprised for Albert Pujols to get the Mets job. Also, if you're looking at the Mets job, like, it's not like they're a good team. Let me put this in this perspective. It's not like they're the Vegas Golden Knights this year and they had John Tortorella take them to the Stanley Cup and now they need a new coach and they have a Stanley Cup winning team. Yes, the Mets have a giant payroll, but right now, look what they're doing. I mean, not great. So if you're looking at the Mets, you got to look at, they're 35-50. So why would you not go at, like, if Albert Pujols is interested, why would you not go after that? That's a huge question for the Mets organization. You have this giant payroll. Get someone in there that can relate to these guys. Get someone in there that's super passionate about the game and that really, really wants to be a manager, and that is Albert Pujols. And honestly, right now, it can't get much worse.
Also, again, tonight, the Cardinals pregame show is at 5:20 here, 6:15. They're taking on the Braves on the road. And as we've been talking, it begins a stretch for them of pretty important baseball with some really tough teams that are coming up, the Braves being the first of them. This club over the last 2 weeks has hit the fewest amount of home runs of everybody in baseball. Why do you assume that it has been so difficult for them to find power lately?
I truly think it's a lot of teams figuring it out, figuring out how to pitch their young guys. And I think if you're a young player in the league, you're going to get figured out at some point in the season. But you have to. A lot of these players are working through that kind of for the first time. If you're looking at guys like Manny Machado, and if someone figures out how Manny Machado is having success this year, well, people have been figuring him out in the big leagues for a long time. So he's going to be like, okay, it's either A, B, or C, and we'll just go from there. A lot of these other guys, you look at JJ, you look at Jordan, you look at even Yvonne, Burleson at times, like, these guys are some guys that are getting figured out a little bit, and guys are just trying to pitch them differently because what was happening at the beginning of the year was not working for the pitchers. So I don't necessarily think it's these guys are playing bad per se, and more of they're in the MLB and they're playing, like, there's really good pitching, and they'll figure out these pitchers eventually. It's just right now it seems like the pitchers are getting the best of them.
Yep, and we're well into the season now, and there might be a little fatigue issue as well. Matthew Liberatore takes the mound tonight. His June has been horrific. If he has a bad outing tonight against the Braves, do you think he makes his next start?
I wouldn't be opposed to letting him sit his next start and maybe even just riding him into the break. Just because at some point, if you're struggling for that long, why not bring up Hunter Dobbins, give him a start, and give Matthew Liberatore a break? I mean, Libby's the guy that you looked at as your ace to start the season, and he started the season decent, and then over in the month of June, I mean, he had that one outing that was an inning and 1 2/3 innings, and then earlier in that month, he hadn't gone more than like 5 innings or 6 innings. So this is a guy that's definitely struggled. I think Ricky Horton said it on your airwaves really well during a game once, and he said something along the lines of, sometimes when it snowballs for Matthew Liberatore, it snowballs just a little too much. Like, it just keeps getting worse. And like, he lets one pitch get away, and then maybe another pitch get away, and then maybe another pitch get away instead of figuring it out after the first pitch that he gives away. He said something along the lines of that, and I thought that summed it up fantastic. And I think sometimes you have to go back to the drawing board, and honestly, is there a better time to go back to the drawing board than right before the All-Star break to give him a little break leading into the second half and figuring it out? If he has another tough outing tonight, I would definitely not be opposed to that. And bringing up Hunter Dobbins or somebody that can just give you a start or two, because there's really not that much baseball left before the break.
I know the natural thing, because we're talking about replacements here, and Dobbins maybe taking Liberatore's spot. And as we were just talking about power a moment ago, a lot of Cardinals fans who've been paying attention, they want Joshua Baez up here yesterday because he's been hitting the cover off the ball. He's got some peripheral stuff I think they're still a little concerned about. But barring a trade, do you see any way he makes his way to the roster soon?
I don't necessarily see soon, because you have to open up a spot in the big leagues. You're not going to replace Lars Nootbaar out there. You're not going to replace Jordan Walker. You're not going to replace Nathan Church. And if you are, you're probably thinking, give Victor Scott II maybe another chance up here this season to see if he figured it out down there. I do really think they are patient with Joshua Baez. I've heard Heim talk about it a couple of times, and it seems like there's no real hurry to get him up here. Now, I understand in professional sports and fans, they love the shiny new toy, right? He's hitting a bunch of home runs in AAA. I don't know why you don't bring him up here. But even look what happened with Nelson Velasquez to start the season. He's hitting a bunch of home runs in spring training. People are really upset he's not starting the year with the team. And it turns out Nathan Church has kind of been the answer from the beginning, and that's what they had at the beginning. So do I blame them for not bringing Nelson Velasquez up? At the time, I was like confused by it. And now looking at it, you're getting a lot more production out of Nathan Church up here than you are from Nelson Velasquez. And everybody at the beginning of the season wanted Nelson Velasquez, and we're wondering why Nathan Church was here. So do I think Joshua Baez is going to be up here soon? I personally don't think so. I think they'll be extremely patient with him, especially because of the amount of outfielders that they do have. But it is interesting around the trade deadline. If something happens and an outfielder goes or something along those lines, I would not necessarily say that Joshua Baez isn't here come August or September, but I also wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him at all this year.
Jacob, we appreciate you. Thank you again for being with us today.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Even though you're wrong on penalty kicks.
Oh, he's dead
Even
on.
Though you're wrong
he's
about that. Thank you.
That's your opinion, Raj, and I respect it, but I'm just going to say I think I'm right on that.
Okay.
Yep.
You know.
You're outvoted.
Well, I appreciate you anyway.
Thank you.
Jacob Sersosimo, sports reporter for KMOV and Matrix Midwest, with us on the Chris and Amy Show. No Amy today, though.
Where is Amy?
Amy is out. She is in Deadwood, South Dakota.
Huh.
Yeah.
You know, they got the Corn Palace in South Dakota.
Do they?
Yeah. It's all made out of corn.
Oh.
It's a palace.
I think it's probably a lot of fun out there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going to Deadwood myself. That's John Hancock. I'm Chris Ranji. We will be talking to Senator Brian Williams. He is a state senator here, and he is going to be running for county executive in St. Louis. We're going to talk to him at 11 o'clock, and we'll talk Supreme Court with Stephen Portnoy at 11:30. But the biggest stage in the world is all lit up, and FanDuel is changing the game right now. So you're watching soccer, you decided to place a wager on one of the games, and maybe you've picked out a player that you're following along and that you've bet on, and that player might get subbed out as the game goes on. Well, that stinks, because then your bet goes along with him. Well, not with FanDuel. FanDuel's Super Sub allows you to keep your bet going if the player you have bet has left the game. So what happens is that player leaves the match. Your bet rolls on with the substitute who comes in for him. It's a pretty great deal, and it's a way for you to stay in the action until the final whistle. Just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. If you haven't done it already, that's FanDuel.com/Missouri. FanDuel is easy to use. It is intuitive. And if you win, you do get paid out instantly. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM KMOX.
Amy Mark scores here for Rottler Pest Solutions. Here are 3 things that can really ruin your summer: stinging insects, mosquitoes, and ticks. Rottler Pest Solutions can help with all 3. Did you know stinging insects not only pose safety risks, but also damage property? Carpenter bees bore into wood structures like decks and trim, while wasps and hornets often build nests inside wall voids. Rottler safely identifies and treats nests to help protect your home. And Rottler helps reduce mosquito activity so you can enjoy your outdoor space. Technicians identify and treat mosquito breeding areas to help reduce mosquito populations for weeks. Also, it's a bad summer for ticks, and ticks are most active from early spring through late summer, and Rottler can help reduce tick activity around your property. For 70 years, Rottler Pest Solutions has helped local homeowners protect what matters most. Visit them today at Rottler.com. That's Rottler.com.
Sail on down to Busch Stadium for the inaugural Yacht Rock Night on Friday, July 10th. Watch the Cardinals take on the Atlanta Braves. And with the purchase of a special themed ticket, fans will take home an exclusive Cardinals captain's hat. And all week, listen to KMOX for a chance to win a pair of game tickets and theme tickets. Tickets are available at nlb.com/Cardinals. For more information, go to KMOX.com/contests.
See website for details. BillsHappen.com is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to BillsHappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
BillsHappen.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to BillsHappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to Supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At Supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's Supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Guys, Kevin Wheeler here for FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of KMOX. And I like to joke, and I say it all the time, like my work with FanDuel Sportsbook goes well beyond the time that it came online in Missouri. I used to have to travel to play. Not anymore. Now I get to play at home, and you can too, whether it's baseball season, whether it's hockey, basketball, football, and now soccer. On the biggest stage of the world, FanDuel is stepping up. They are changing the game because sometimes the player you've got gets subbed off and your bet goes off with them, but not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. Yeah, so that's right. So if your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it to the final whistle. No need to go anywhere. You just hang in there. You still got your shot. But visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to get yourself started. Super easy to do. And let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Just remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Chris Raunchy, Amy Mark scores because life is too short for boring radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Coming up, July 10th at Busch Stadium, the home of the Cardinals, is Yacht Rock Night.
Nice.
Yacht Rock theme night at Busch Stadium, and it's going to be a great time. And we have multiple pairs of tickets to give away through the rest of the week, John, starting today on this Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's right. In fact, we're going to give out a couple today, starting with right damn now. We need caller number, pick a number, John.
4.
Caller number 4 to the guest line at 314-955-1120. 314-955-1120. If you're caller 4,
tickets?
You'll get a pair of tickets, courtesy of the Cardinals, for Yacht Rock Night on July 10th. And if you miss out, don't be a big baby about it. We're going to have more tickets to give away later today, and then we'll do it the rest of the week.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Are you excited about it?
I'm very excited about it. Yacht Rock.
Do you even know what Yacht Rock is?
Well, it's the music that you play when you're on your yacht.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doobie Brothers?
Yeah, I like the Doobie Brothers.
I think Kenny Loggins is considered Yacht Rock.
Now, is old Doobie Brothers considered Yacht Rock? Like,
I don't think so. It's a little more southern.
Right.
But like Michael McDonald, Doobie Brothers.
Yes,
is
100%.
Yacht Rock.
Yeah, that would be my delineation as well.
Well, 70s, 80s. That's what Yacht Rock is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not all 70s and 80s. It's a particular type. Christopher Cross would be Yacht Rock.
That sailing song.
Very,
It's perfect.
And what I mean, the guy, you may not like his music or his style, but his musicianship is off the charts. And a great songwriter.
Yep.
John, what do you suppose happened with this NPR thing where they published a story that Samuel Alito is retiring? And in fact, the first one I saw.
Some kid's got a summer internship at NPR. And they're working in the newsroom.
Well.
And they've been given the charge of taking the digital, because that's what you give the interns, the digital. And he was playing around, and wouldn't it be funny if I did? And then he actually posted it. That's what happened.
Well, I think so. The suspicion is that it was a pre-write,
right?
That obviously wasn't accurate. But what if? And I saw this being suggested. What if they are looking for a leaker, and the Supreme Court put that out there?
Well, it could be.
That's a big what if, because there were leaks with the Dobbs decision.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Or maybe it's just a big old mistake by a doofus.
We'll probably never know.
As of right now, Samuel Alito is not retiring, and NPR retracted that story. It is John Hancock and Chris Ranji. We are going to talk to candidate for St. Louis County Executive and State Senator Brian Williams from the 14th District in St. Louis County. He joins us next on KMOX.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought we'd ever
have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You feel it every time you check out. Prices up, paychecks stretched, families squeezed. That's why Ann Wagner's fighting to get government off your back and out of your way. Wagner passed the largest tax cut in American history, expanded child tax credits, ended taxes on tips, overtime, and Social Security. And Wagner is working to lower costs so families keep more of their hard-earned money. But Ann Wagner knows delivering from Missouri means more than just protecting their wallets. It means protecting our streets as well. That's why Wagner fought to secure our border, deport dangerous illegal aliens, partner with law enforcement, and put predators behind bars and off our streets so our neighborhoods and communities stay safe. Because real effective leadership protects what matters most: your money, your family, your safety. Ann Wagner for Congress.
I'm Ann Wagner, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Ann Wagner for Congress.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 11 o'clock, it is 89 degrees in downtown St. Louis. We have sun and some clouds. I'm Debbie Monterey. In Edwardsville, 2 people sent to the hospital this morning after a ceiling collapsed at Lincoln Middle School. The school is undergoing a renovation. The Edwardsville Fire Department tells the Riverbender 5 people were in the vicinity when that ceiling caved. 2 refused medical treatment. 1 was not hurt. The nature of the reported injuries that required hospitalization has not been released. The U.S. Supreme Court has blocked President Trump's executive order on birthright citizenship. We get more from ABC's Stephen Portnoy.
In upholding the citizenship rights of all children born in the U.S., except those born to ambassadors, Chief Justice John Roberts points to what the drafters of the 14th Amendment said about the promise of citizenship to every freeborn person in this land. We keep that promise today, Roberts writes. 3 of his fellow conservatives dissented, with Clarence Thomas expressing his view that neither the Constitution nor the law guarantee citizenship to people born in the U.S. if their parents aren't domiciled here.
The Supreme Court upholding state laws barring transgender girls and women from playing on school athletic teams. And the High Court has erased limits on how much political parties can spend in coordination with candidates for Congress and the president, striking down a federal election law that's more than 50 years old. One of the founders of the now-closed National Blues Museum in downtown St. Louis tells KMOX he's giving it a year to see if he can revive the downtown attraction. The museum would have celebrated its 10th anniversary this year.
We were able to put the money together to build it as an element of the cultural fabric of downtown. We took some loans out during COVID to stay open and keep people employed under the hope that after COVID, that downtown would come back to the way it was pre-COVID in terms of just street traffic and being able to get people in for concerts. And our ticket number was $10 or $15. It was pretty low. But we couldn't get that back.
That's developer Amos Harris, who says he's giving it a year to see if he can gather the resources to reopen the Blues Museum. In the meantime, he's hoping someone takes up the call to create more small-scale events to bring downtown workers and residents out onto the streets. Today, June 30th, 6:30, is Gateway Arch Day. At 630 feet, the Gateway Arch monument in the U.S., but also Gateway Arch National Park is the country's smallest national park. So when you drive by, give the arch a wave and a happy 6:30 day. The weather is sponsored by S&L
We
Coin.
have an extreme heat warning through 10 p.m. Friday. AccuWeather real fuel temperatures will be near or above 105 the next several afternoons. Hazy sunshine, extremely hot and humid this afternoon with a high of 99. Clear, warm, and muggy tonight, though 78. Hazy sunshine, hot and humid tomorrow, the high 97. Thursday, sunshine mixing with clouds, hot and very humid with a chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, high 96. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Right now, it's 89 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
A century strong. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
Coming up on August 4th is the primary election for the county executive in St. Louis.
It is.
So it is happening here. Well, I guess it's not that close. I guess it depends.
It's the day after the trade deadline.
That's exactly right, John. Yep. You are exactly right. The trade deadline in baseball is on the 3rd, and then the primary is on August 4th. And there are plenty of challengers that are in the Democratic Party. In fact, there happen to be 3 of them. There's a Green Party candidate as well. One of those is a Democrat from the 14th Senatorial District, Senator Brian Williams, who is with us now on KMOX. Good morning, Brian Williams. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. It's great to be on the radio with you both this morning.
Well, it's good to have you with us. And so, again, I mean, this is a field that is there are a lot of people that are vying for this position. And I know that you have talked about this before, why you want to be the county executive. But does that change as time goes on? Are there new things that arise that make you think, okay, that's also why I want to be a county executive?
Well, absolutely. I think it started first with the fact that as a state senator, I recognized immediately that I was elected to be a leader for this entire region. And with that perspective, I focused on the fact that St. Louis, in particularly St. Louis County, makes up 45% of the GDP, meaning our region drives the economy for the entire state of Missouri. It should look like it. It should feel like it, and leadership should say it. And one of the issues that have stayed at the top of my mind clearly is affordability. And we're starting to learn that St. Louis County needs to be a place that's not only growing and safe, but also affordable for our citizens.
You know, for folks that have been paying attention, St. Louis County's been a mess going back a couple of administrations. And we're losing population for the first time in my lifetime. What are your thoughts for growing the region and keeping it safe?
Well, it starts with 2 things I've already done as a state senator. You know, I was proud to secure an engineering program for the University of Missouri St. Louis, which has made it the only 4-year public research institution in the St. Louis region to have that program, ahead of 15,000 jobs coming to St. Louis through Boeing. I'm also proud of the fact that our office has secured $23 million in ARPA funding from the state to build a state-of-the-art facility known as Precinct 2 in Maryland Heights, which would focus on regional intelligence for St. Louis County's police department. Those 2 things alone has the possibility, one, to grow our workforce, attract folks to the region, and most importantly, provide a pathway for those who already live here to go into meaningful careers. And then clearly public safety being endorsed by police and firefighters has been something I prioritized my entire career.
State Senator Brian Williams is with us on KMOX, again, a candidate for St. Louis County Executive. The general election is November 3rd. The primary is happening on August 4th. And as John mentioned, I mean, there are, I guess just watching from a distance, I don't live in the county, but I do pay a little attention to what is going on out there because it is such an important part of our region. And it does appear that there's always some sort of infighting that is happening there. And Sam Page, who is the current county executive, is not going to seek re-election, might be the source of that for a lot of people, I think. But as you look at what the county council is, why does it appear to people on the outside that there is some dysfunction there?
Well, I think first we have to acknowledge leadership is having the ability to get folks rowing in the same direction and do something that St. Louis County residents do every day. And that's the fact that they may or may not work with people they don't like. And if they don't do their job well, they potentially get fired. And I don't think government and politics should be any different. So I'm going to go into this job just like everyday St. Louis County residents, work with folks, work through disagreements, I've done it in the minority party in the legislature, working across the aisle, finding common ground with individuals who don't even live in St. Louis. So the opportunity to work with 7 people from the same county in an apolitical, nonpartisan government, I feel very confident that we'll be able to row in the same direction.
So we're looking at a situation in St. Louis County for the last few years where they've got a structural budget deficit, and they've frozen property tax increases on senior citizens, so there's going to be a revenue hit there. Retail is not what it once was, and so there's a revenue hit there. How can you begin to address the county's, what I consider a budget? Well, do you consider it a budget crisis, and how would you address it?
Absolutely. We definitely have a budget crisis, and we have a $41 million budget deficit as of today. As a senior member of the Senate Appropriations Committee, I've been proud to not only balance a budget every year, but for the past 5 years, balance a budget with a record surplus. This year, I was proud to carry legislation in the Senate, which oversaw the merger of the Regional Sports Authority and the Convention Center Board, which unlocked a fund of hotel motel tax that county taxpayers paid into. And I was proud to send that to the governor's desk, steered back to county taxpayers. So that'll be in the sum of one-time money of $51 million. And essentially, that would erase the budget deficit this year before county residents and voters send me to that job. So it's been something that stayed at the top of my radar. And again, with the experience in the legislature managing a far larger budget, I'm excited to look at a strategic plan on how we ensure that we're being good steward of taxpayer dollars, which should be a primary focus of the county executive.
Of course, this budget, the crime issue that you both have discussed here a moment ago. People are in St. Louis in the area always concerned about that. What are the greatest concerns for St. Louis County as far as you see?
I think the top thing in folks' mind is affordability. I mean, property taxes are too high. You see seniors and families being priced out of the stability that they've earned. We've seen with the cost of groceries and gas, all of this has become a domino effect where folks, again, who built our county is finding it to be a difficult place to survive and thrive. So I think affordability first, making sure that we address the fact that this year in the legislature, we really leaned in on property taxes. St. Louis County has been one of those counties next to Jackson County that may be subject to illegal assessments, which has led to folks potentially being subject to assessments that have increased, but there hasn't been an inspection or even an instance where they've gotten a bill on time and have even been able to determine what their valuation is. We've seen that the county has been very inept when it comes to the senior tax freeze. We have a lot of seniors on fixed incomes that can benefit from that, and I was proud to co-sponsor that at the state level, where they've missed out on this window and the deadline simply because the county could not get the information out to the residents and, most importantly, get it processed online in time. Or the fact that we have a county government building, which we need to be out of by the end of next year, and parking and everything has become pretty much a very difficult time for seniors to get there as well. So we got a lot to figure out, but I would say affordability is a big thing at the top of my mind, and we start by making sure that county residents are not being overtaxed, and most importantly, we're not taxing them out of their homes, and then clearly ensuring that St. Louis County is a safe place for everyone to live in, regardless of their zip code.
Man, you're not kidding about parking out there in Clayton. I had to go to the courthouse last week and pick up some documents, and it took me 15 minutes to find a parking spot.
Well, you're also bad at parking.
I'm bad at parking,
Yeah.
but that wasn't – I couldn't even be bad at parking because there was no place to park. But that's neither here nor there. Brian Williams is our guest. He's running for county executive. What do you think, Brian, is the appropriate relationship for St. Louis County to have with St. Louis City?
I think it's imperative that the next St. Louis County executive not only have a strong working relationship with the mayor of the city of St. Louis, I also think that downtown St. Louis should also be a priority for the next St. Louis County executive, considering it is the front door to our region. And then it's also going to be equally important, which is something that I've been able to do already as a state senator, is have a good working relationship despite of any disagreement with our state's governor. And those are two examples of people that can help our county thrive if we find common ground and clearly are willing to work with each other. And that's something that I'm committed to. I also want to note that we need to keep in mind that St. Louis's airport is an international airport. It is an airport for our entire region. It is not an airport just for the city of St. Louis. And I think that we need to really have a collaborative attitude about how we grow our airport and it becomes a hub for the world. And again, provide as many routes as possible as we look at an expansion in the future.
Senator Brian Williams, beyond this, County Executive Page just 3 months ago, again, put out the idea of a city-county merger. There are a lot of people in the area in favor of that idea. There are others who are not in favor of it. We've seen it happen in cities around the region, seems to be working pretty well. Is that a thing that needs to happen here? And if so, when can we get a realistic movement in that direction?
I believe that it's going to be important as the next St. Louis County executive to ensure that the county isn't broke, to ensure that government feels close to its residents, and most importantly, it's an affordable place to live and folks are not being taxed out of their homes. Once we're able to get our house in order, I think with my desire to have a strong working relationship with the mayor of the city of St. Louis as well as surrounding counties, I feel more than confident that we can find some opportunities to share services and figure out how to be more collaborative. You know, one area that I would be interested in is maybe public safety. You know, I think we've noticed that public safety issues and crime is not defined by boundaries. And some of the folks that are committing crimes in the county are doing it in the city and vice versa. I'll be very much interested in a more collaborative public safety effort for our region, and that could be a good start. But right now I'm focused on ensuring that county government is working for the county first, and then that can be a later conversation.
But you're not ready to say that you would be in favor of a complete and total merger of the city and county?
No, I'm not prepared to have that conversation. I'm prepared to fix the county as the county executive.
So you mentioned earlier the engineering school at UMSL, and you mentioned the jobs that Boeing is going to be adding, a lot of jobs. That's, you know, defense spending. Do you see, are there other economic sectors that you see being vital for the growth of St. Louis County?
Absolutely. You know, I've built a career working in the construction and design industry where I've worked with general contractors all over the country. And what we're learning is that advanced manufacturing is an area that has a lot of potential and a lot of areas for the future of our workforce, meaning we can put individuals into those careers without them becoming financially insecure due to college debt. And they can also get the training right here in our region. That's why I was proud to get money towards the Advanced Manufacturing Innovation Center, which is building a state-of-the-art facility in the St. Louis region in partnership with Rankin to create more jobs around advanced manufacturing. I think that's going to be the industry of the future. And that's just another example of opportunities to create jobs in our region, but most importantly, build a workforce that lives here currently that can accommodate those jobs while still attracting talent.
State Senator Brian Williams, we appreciate your time today. Thank you for taking some of it to visit with us.
Hey, Chris and John, thanks for having me. And again, I believe St. Louis County better days are ahead of us, and it starts with folks recognizing a leader with a vision that can simply get things done and make St. Louis feel close to its residents. So thanks again. You guys have a good day.
Brian Williams represents the 14th Senatorial District here in St. Louis County and is running for county executive. That primary is on August 4th. He's running against Angela Mosley, also a state senator, Jake Zimmerman, county assessor. There is a Green Party candidate, J.D. McFarland. And then the Republican is Dennis Hancock, who is running unopposed.
Dennis Hancock, great guy. No relation, but a great guy.
Are you saying it because you have the same last name, or do you mean it? Yeah, he's a really great guy.
He is a great guy.
So, and by the way, all the candidates got an open forum here. I mean, we will extend invitations to everybody to be on this show again ahead of the primary August 4th. That is happening. The general election for county executive is November 3rd. It is John Hancock and Chris Ranji on 104.1 FM KMOX.
When pain starts to slow you down, BJC Healthcare and WashU Medicine orthopedic specialists are here to help. Nationally recognized leaders in orthopedics deliver care that's informed by research and personalized for you. From everyday aches to complex injuries and recovery, we're here to help you get back to doing what you love. Find an orthopedic specialist today. Visit bjc.org/orthopedics or call 314-362-9355.
Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty. This year, America celebrates 250 years. 2.5 centuries of courage, sacrifice, and family stories passed down from one generation to the next. Hi, I'm Nick Mako.
And I'm Adam Baselogger, founders of Legacy Box. Your family's piece of the American story is sitting in an attic or closet right now, trapped on aging VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, film reels, and fading photos.
Those boxes hold moments you can never recreate. Your wedding day, your children's voices when they were little, grandparents coming back to life on screen.
Over 2 million families have trusted Legacy Box. And we've just partnered with the USO to digitize fragile handwritten letters from World War II, helping preserve American history for future generations.
As America turns 250, remember that your family is a part of the American story. Preserving those voices, faces, and moments is a part of your responsibility to the next generation. Don't let them disappear on your watch.
Visit legacybox.com/radio for our amazing America 250 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to save.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about Burn Balance Complex, which is available at supplement superstores. And look, I've been using Burn Balance Complex since the week that it was released, and you notice the benefits really soon after you get started. Look, what Burn Balance Complex is a complete metabolism system. It is not just a fat burner. It works with your body, not against you, right? It's not bringing a lot of the negativity that other supplements bring. It's nothing but the good stuff. It's a natural weight loss option for people that just don't want prescriptions or injections. I get that. I understand it. And to me, Burn Balance Complex is the best thing I've used when it comes to natural weight loss. Also helps with reducing stress and lowering cortisol levels. You're going to get appetite and cravings control along with that, plus all-day focused energy with no jitters, which is the best part. Look, it's not magic. You got to put in the work. Burn Balance Complex makes putting in the work that much easier. So get out to supplement superstores, tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you, and they'll knock 30% off for you right there on the spot, and you can find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Most sellers put their home on the market and just wait to see what happens. This is Debbie Monterey. I'm with Gloria Liu, your home sold guaranteed realty. Gloria, is there a better way to sell?
There is. Instead of listing your home the traditional way and hoping for the right buyer, I can get you up to 8 competitive cash offers right from the start. That means you're not guessing what your home might sell for. You're looking at the real offers and choosing the one that works the best for you. It also helps you to set the right price and create stronger demand if you decide to go to market. It gives you control, leverage, and a clear path forward before you accept just any offer. And remember, I'll guarantee to sell your home at 100% of the market value, or I'll pay you the difference.
Before you sell your home, see what your options are. Call the one I trust, Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or visit gloriahasthebuyers.com. That's gloriahasthebuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
100 years of service and still at your service. KMOX.
Congratulations, Bruce from Imperial, who won those tickets for Yacht Rock Night at the ballpark.
Bruce and Sally are going to the ball game.
Bruce and Sally?
His wife.
Do you know Is this this is a reference I don't get?
No,
obviously.
I'm just making up a name.
Oh, okay. It's like this.
So I got a question for you, Ron.
Yeah.
What's your go-to Chinese food?
My go-to Chinese. You mean my dish?
Yeah.
The one I like the best. I like a black pepper chicken.
Huh. You got black peppers in it.
Well, I mean, it's ground black pepper and in the chicken, peppers, like green and red and onions.
Like ground pepper?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. That's just it, chicken and pepper?
Well, it's a dish. It's called black pepper chicken.
Oh, it's got vegetables in it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, green pepper, red pepper, onion.
I've not run across that before.
Oh, it's very good.
I'm a lo mein man myself.
Yeah?
I do. I like me some lo mein. Got the noodles there. Put a little meat. I like to put beef, chicken, and shrimp in my lo mein.
Oh. That's
right.
like a, what do they call that?
Combination lo mein.
Yeah, well, there's a combo. There's another word I feel like it's they use a lot is delight.
Yes. Yes.
Well, and it is delightful. There's no question about that.
I had Chinese 2 nights ago. It was very good.
Oh, did you?
Yep. China King right there on Olive. Very good.
The China King is, I'm thinking of, okay, I know China King. I'm thinking of Wonton King.
Oh, Wonton King.
That's also on Olive.
Huh.
Really good spot.
Got a fortune cookie.
Uh-oh.
You know what my fortune cookie said?
Grow up.
You like Chinese food.
Come on, really?
That's what it said. That's a fortune cookie that had to be written at 4:59 on a Friday afternoon.
I really like that.
Yeah. I mean, pretty accurate.
Well, maybe not. Maybe you've been forced to go there by your friends. Like, we got to go have Chinese food. So then you go begrudgingly.
Huh.
And then you get the fortune cookie and you say, well, at least I get this fortune cookie. And you crack it open. It says, you like Chinese
food?
Well,
that's what it told me.
I love a good
fortune cookie.
Yeah, I haven't had one in a long time.
Now, do you like the taste of the fortune cookie?
Yes, love it.
What is it? Almond based? Is that what's going on there?
I don't know.
It's got a distinctive.
I don't think it's almonds.
I want to say it's almond based.
It's a crispy batter of flour, sugar, and egg white.
That tastes shockingly like almonds.
Typically flavored with a splash of almond extract.
There you go.
Good job.
There I am.
I had no idea there were almond.
Thank you very much. You can't slip a Chinese food past me, Ron.
So does this mean that you would be in trouble, Matt?
No, I'm not allergic to almonds, so I do eat those.
Only peanuts
and cashews.
You
know they're feeding the kids peanuts now.
I know.
At a very young age.
That's what they should have been doing this whole time. They say.
I know.
Say they were wrong.
My parents were wrong.
Well, you gotta watch these scientists out there, Ron. You know
why?
Well, you gotta trust but verify. Because they don't know everything. The problem with the scientists is they act like they know everything because they're a scientist.
I disagree. My experience with scientists is they present to you what they think they know based on data they have.
Right.
And they don't say, well, this is definitive. I mean, this is it.
I don't know, man. Scientists seem pretty definitive to me.
Yeah, for the most part. I think the whole purpose of being a scientist is to be open-minded. And then you base your opinion. You got a hypothesis. Then you base your opinion of what you think is happening, and then you get the data. And then you base your opinion after the fact on the data.
And then you use a placebo.
Well, that's how you test.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Scientific process, they call that.
That's exactly what it is.
Right.
You got to love the scientific process,
So here's what I would say. Absent of definitive, absolute proof, if you got a scientist who says, oh, yeah, this is 100% it, then I wouldn't trust that person. Yeah. Unless they have ironclad, can't tear it down proof.
And now we got the scientists running all around in the baseball teams.
Are you talking about analytics?
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
A bunch of scientists out there.
Okay. Analytics.
They got a hypothesis
Mm-hmm.
that Jordan Walker's going to become a good hitter. And nobody believed it for 2 years. But they had all of the scientists out there saying, now this guy, he's gonna make it. And here we are.
Well, the hypothesis on him, he has become a good hitter, though he is slumping. Last couple of weeks, it hasn't looked quite right. So he's back to chasing a little bit too much.
Yep.
Chasing the ball off the plate. He's back to hitting it on the ground a little too much. So he's got an adjustment that he needs to make here, and he's got an entire half of baseball to do it.
Let's hope he figures it out tonight.
We have one more pair of tickets to give away to see Yacht Rock Night at the ballpark. It is the Cardinals game on July 10th, and we have one other pair of tickets to give away for that right now to caller number
5
to the contest line at 314-955-1120. Courtesy of the Cardinals. When we come back, we'll talk Supreme Court with ABC's Stephen Portnoy. That is next on KMOX.
Some shows are about sports. Some shows are about nothing. This one's kind of both.
So the show's not really a sports show per se. It's just a show. Glover here, we talk about whatever's happening, life, work, random stuff. And yeah, the Cardinals always find their way in. I'm a lifelong fan, love going to the games, love supporting the team, and love hanging out with you guys.
The Dave Glover Show at 1, and then Cardinals baseball.
Mizzou football is almost here. Get ready for the season opening kickoff and Como game on Thursday, September 3rd, with 4 tickets for only $80. Be there to see the finished Memorial Stadium Centennial Project, a deal for the entire family to enjoy the home opener. Let's keep the sellout streak alive and bring the energy as we kick off the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium. Purchase your 4 tickets for $80 at mutigers.com/kickoff in Como. MIZ.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
It is 90 degrees right now in St. Louis. The AccuWeather Real Feel has us up at 109. We are going to have a high today overall of 98 degrees, and an extreme heat warning is in effect until Friday night.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Honey, I found the one.
Oh, I thought I was the one.
Oh, you are, but this one's certified, background check, shows up on time, and can install all the ceiling fans.
Heating, cooling, electrical, and plumbing. Trusted pros who do it right.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to Supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At Supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's Supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Walker just gave the Cardinals the lead. Home run! Mason Wynn to his feet. He throws. He got
St. Louis, it's time to hit the ballpark. ATL meets STL when the Cardinals take on the Atlanta Braves at Busch Stadium, July 10th through the 12th. Plus, score great weekend giveaways, including a garage shirt and a kid's jersey. Don't miss 3 days of summer baseball, family fun, and Cardinals action. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
Relive the magic of 2006 on Saturday, July 11th, when the Cards play the Braves at Busch Stadium. That night, fans will take home a David Eckstein bobblehead presented by Mid-America Transplant. This giveaway celebrates his unforgettable World Series MVP performance and scrappy plays that defined a championship run. Don't miss your chance to add this classic to your collection. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
Still here, still trusted. The voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol on the Gas House Gang at 12 o'clock. That is coming up. But now, with John Hancock, I'm Chris Ranji, and we discuss what has been happening with the Supreme Court last couple of days. A number of decisions, big ones, in fact, have come down. And to talk that over with us on the Quiver River Electric guest line is ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy on the show. Good morning, Stephen. How are you?
Hey, it's good to be with you.
Well, thank you. And it's been a pretty busy day with some fairly significant decisions that have come down. I think the first of which is probably this birthright citizenship, which was a little closer than I think we expected it was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was a 6-3 opinion where you had Chief Justice John Roberts joining with the liberals on the court and conservative Justice Brett Kavanaugh agreeing with the outcome, finding that birthright citizenship, as we understand it, should remain in place. Roberts' majority opinion leans on the court's decision in 1898 that the 14th Amendment gives citizenship to all persons born in the U.S. except for the children of ambassadors and diplomats who are not subject to the jurisdiction because they are themselves here representing foreign countries. And so their own children would carry that citizenship, not American citizenship. We're talking again about children of diplomats. But broadly speaking, John Roberts says in his opinion that he sees no reason to change that. And he refers to the promise of the 14th Amendment, citizenship to every freeborn person in this land, as the drafters had put it. Roberts says, we keep that promise today. Now, 3 of his fellow conservatives dissented. Clarence Thomas expressed his view that neither the Constitution nor the law guarantee citizenship to people born in the U.S. if their parents aren't domiciled here. He writes that Roberts' opinion devalues citizenship. Samuel Alito calls it a mistake that will seriously affect the country's future.
That's something, because you would think these folks who were nominated and confirmed on the right, because they were strict constructionists or originalists, that's, to me, seems like, they're legislating here.
Well, right. So the question is, does the president have the power with the stroke of a pen to say, here's what we think the 14th Amendment means, and it means that the State Department is not to grant passports to children of people who are born here, but to parents who are here illegally, and the Social Security Administration is not to issue Social Security numbers. The Supreme Court majority opinion says forget about all that. The president does not have that power. The Constitution is clear in its 14th Amendment. Here's the history behind it, and here's the reason why, and we're not going to relitigate this because it's been the common understanding since 1898 when the Supreme Court really last dug into this question. It involved the child of Chinese immigrants back then when they were sort of the illegal immigrants of the day, and it was a pretty straightforward decision that the court reached in 1898, which is leaned on heavily here today.
And so there was also this there has been a concern about potential voter suppression. And the president has not been happy with some of these rulings that have taken place today, certainly, and also on that particular issue. He is apparently not happy with the Supreme Court. What do we know about it?
Well, you invoked the phrase voter suppression. I'm curious exactly what you mean.
Oh, I suppose it is the... I think Amy Coney Barrett, and I've lost the decision. It was right in front of me, and I have lost it. It was a Mississippi, and that was from yesterday, the ruling in Mississippi.
Got it. So that had to do with mail-in ballots yesterday. Yes. And this was a case that involved whether Mississippi would count ballots 5 days after Election Day if the ballots were postmarked by Election Day but arrived late.
Yep.
And this was a 6-3 decision, which had the court's liberal justices joining Roberts and Coney Barrett. 5-4, actually, now that I run the numbers here. With conservative Justice Samuel Alito writing a dissenting opinion joined by 3 of his colleagues on the right, saying that the majority, quote, creates a serious risk of further undermining public confidence in our elections and our system of self-government. Suffice it to say that Amy Coney Barrett didn't want to upset the apple cart. The law in Mississippi allows for ballots to be returned 5 days late, arrive 5 days late, as long as they're postmarked by Election Day. And she saw no reason to turn that over, that there's nothing in federal law, she said, that gets in the way of that. Now, the people of Mississippi might decide to take the president's advice and change the law, but from Amy Coney Barrett's perspective and the Supreme Court's perspective, there's nothing currently in federal law that prohibits the states from making choices such as the one that Mississippi did.
Yeah, and of course she's right about that. And, undermining the public confidence is not, that's not what the Constitution is there for. The Constitution is there to limit government, and the federal government hadn't passed anything on this, and so they made the right choice, albeit by a 5-4 decision. This whole agency head business, Stephen Portnoy, where the president is now allowed to fire some of these so-called independent agency heads, but not the head of the Federal Reserve. 2 different decisions. I thought that was pretty interesting the way they sliced that.
Right. So the important thing is the distinction between the Federal Reserve and the executive branch agencies. I mean, the Supreme Court really looks at this as 2 separate things, and sort of the Federal Reserve stands on its own. The idea here is that the Federal Reserve has a longstanding history of being sort of quasi-private, because in its structure it has regional banks that themselves are run by financial institutions where you have a national board that, yes, the president appoints its members, but those members serve for 14 years, and they're only supposed to be removed for cause. So the question is, can the president of the United States come in, wipe the slate clean of every member of the Fed board, put in his own people, whoever he wants, for any reason? And the Supreme Court said no, that the Federal Reserve has an important and unique role for the American economy, that it has to be distant from politics to be taken seriously in the national and international economy. And for those reasons, it's different from every executive branch agency which exists to implement a president's policies. The court says that's not what the Federal Reserve is there to do. The Federal Reserve is not there to do what Donald Trump wants it to do. It's there to do what Congress had in mind, which would be in the best interest of America, which is affect monetary policy to keep employment where it is. And a president can make his choice with the Senate confirming that choice, but once that choice is made, that person should only be removed for cause. Leads to the question, well, what constitutes cause and who's to decide? In the case of Lisa Cook, it was alleged she committed mortgage fraud, but that has not been tested in court yet. And Justice Roberts wrote yesterday that there has to be some sort of arbitration or some sort of judicial process or some sort of process involved in that before the cause standard is met. Now, when it comes to the rest of the executive branch, the FTC, for example, or the FCC or any other agency that may have Republicans and Democrats by their composition, by the structure that Congress created, well, Congress may have had it in mind that these are meant to be independent agencies, but the reality is, the court sees, that these agencies exist to implement a president's policies and advance the president's agenda, and it's different.
Stephen Portnoy with us on KMOX. There was also a ruling, 2 different cases, one out of Idaho and one out of Virginia, regarding transgender athletes in sports, and there had been bans in both of those states, and those bans were challenged. Supreme Court ruled in favor of the states. So what does that mean now?
Well, that means that the states can keep those bans in place, and that's what that means. I mean, ultimately, the Supreme Court looked at this, and Justice Kavanaugh, in his opinion today, said that it's reasonable to have separate sports teams for boys and girls. He cites inherent physical differences between the sexes. The court holds that states may ban transgender athletes from girls and women's sports. Kavanaugh cites the need to reduce the risk, he says, of physical injury and ensure fair competition. The 3 liberal justices on the court wrote separately to express their disagreement with that opinion, namely the idea that he's painting with a broad brush, that there may be some exceptions, that not every person has a particular physical characteristic or a particular strength, and therefore there shouldn't be broad blanket bans.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC News national correspondent, is our guest. I don't know if you saw it earlier today, Stephen, but NPR posted that Samuel Alito was retiring from the Supreme Court and quickly brought down the post. What do you make of that? I have no idea. And I am eager to hear an explanation, just as you are, as to how a mistake like that, which is being cast as a mistake, how that could happen. I've been in newsrooms for about a quarter century. Typically, when you make a mistake like that, there are huge repercussions. Yeah. And I don't know what is there to say, except it certainly got a lot of attention, as you'd expect it would. Yeah. But the Supreme Court issued a statement to say that it was inaccurate, and NPR has some explaining to do. Yes, indeed they do. Have you been over to the State Fair in Washington, D.C.? I haven't made it out. Okay. Well, you're not alone.
I'm curious about that. I had seen some speculation that maybe with that report that the Supreme Court has some interest in finding a leaker, because there have been a couple of things over the last few years that have gotten out, and I know they have not been happy about it. I don't know if that's it, but is anybody else speculating that, or is that just kind of being tossed out there? I have no information on that. Okay. Stephen Portnoy, we appreciate your information and your reporting. Thank you for being with us today. Hey, you bet. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News national correspondent, joining us here on the Quiver River Electric guest line. Should thank or congratulate, I guess, Ron from St. Peter's. You know why? Why? Because he won those tickets for Yacht Rock. Nice. Yacht Rock night at the ballpark, July 10th, Busch Stadium, Cardinals play. So he'll be going with the guy from Imperial down there. Well, I mean, I don't know if they're going to go together. Well, no, but they'll see each other at the game. They may not even know who's who. Wow. Here's what I would do. If you're Ron or Bruce, just when you're in your seats, just say, Ron, Bruce, and see if you can link up. Yeah, because they've got something in common, right? Yeah. And they don't know it. Yeah. Wow. That's great. There is a full statement from NPR about what happened. Excellent. I'll read it to you when we come back. Oh, can't wait. It's John Hancock, Chris Ranji on the Chris and Amy Show. Oliver Marmol, manager of the Cardinals, with us at noon on the Gas House Gang on KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circa Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. For everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circa Sports app, then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circa Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Liberty Mutual customized this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
The soundtrack of classic rock is coming to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater August 6th. Leonard Skinner and Foreigner joining forces for one epic night of legendary hits and unforgettable memories. It's the Double Trouble Double Vision Tour. From Sweet Home Alabama to Cold as Ice. Don't miss your chance to experience these two Rock and Roll Hall of Fame acts in one incredible show. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to Supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At Supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's Supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
Join Jerry Ricken and Heidi Ricken Provost for Kickin' with the Rickens, Redefining Retirement, every Saturday at 3 p.m. right here on KMOX. And get more, including the Kickin' with the Rickens podcast, when you visit RickenFinancial.com.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning. It was online in minutes. Then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi? For what?
Better not to know.
Get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in your price for 5 years and see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Chris and Amy now. The Dave Glover Show at 1 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
John Hancock, Chris Ranji, Chris and Amy show. John, a few more moments to go, and he will step out.
Yes.
Tom Ackerman will step in along with Bernie Miklasz and me, and we will have Oliver Marmol on the show, the Gas House Gang, at 12. So just a little over 10 minutes away from that because we got the news at the top of the hour, and then Ollie is scheduled to be on.
So I do politics, for a living. And I've been fascinated, and I'd love to see the job approval rating for Ollie Marmol. I have a sense that he has grown significantly more popular since the start of this season.
I think there are a lot of people who like him. Mm-hmm. There are, we see some of the comments on the YouTube, Facebook, Twitter pages when the show's going on. Yeah. There are a couple.
Well, there's
who still don't like, but I don't. People out there. I think most people are still cautiously optimistic about him.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I think he's a good manager. I really do.
He is too. Full statement from NPR editor-in-chief Tommy Evans on the retracted Samuel Alito report. So, for those of you just joining us, there was a report a couple of hours ago, about maybe an hour and a half, and NPR posted that Samuel Alito is retiring from the Supreme Court. And, of course, everybody went, whoa, all right, didn't know that was going on.
Yeah, that would have been big news if true.
And then within a matter of minutes, really, they took down the story. So here's what the editor says. Due to a misunderstanding, NPR Supreme Court and legal affairs correspondent Nina Totenberg incorrectly reported Justice Samuel Alito had retired. Neither Justice Alito nor the Supreme Court Public Information Office has announced his retirement. As soon as the error was realized, the story was retracted and removed from NPR's website, and an on-air correction was broadcast. We regret the error and any confusion this may have caused. This afternoon, Mrs. Totenberg will appear on All Things Considered to explain what happened. She has reached out to Justice Alito to apologize.
How do you misunderstand that somebody's
I don't
retiring?
know. I don't know. The way it read to me when they retracted it is, they found out about it and they weren't supposed to say anything yet. But now it's that was initially. But now I'm starting to think that it was just completely wrong.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like. It's what it reads like.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who gave her what information, how she figured that. Because that's a pretty big miss.
Yeah. And she's a
long
time reporter.
Yeah.
And she's covered the court for a long time.
82?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I mean, she's been around you're right, a long time. She's been doing this. So I don't know how you make that mistake.
I predict that I will not be on the air at KMOX when I'm 82.
Well, you don't know that.
I'm pretty sure.
How old are you now?
62.
You'll be here 22 years.
I don't know.
20 years.
20 years. Boy.
I'd vote for you.
Thanks, buddy.
You run for Secretary of State, I'll vote for you.
Oh, man, that's not going to happen.
Would you ever run for any kind of office?
Maybe.
You would?
Maybe.
Like what?
State Senate, something like that.
Really?
I've thought about it.
Okay.
In my, older years. Because there's really not, with term limits, there's just not a vast amount of experience in the Missouri legislature. I mean, there's several great people, but, you don't have that kind of perspective.
So we have had, Amy and I, the conversation about term limits, and I think you've probably been a part of those conversations too. Oh, it seems overwhelmingly popular with people that there should be term limits.
Yep.
That people are in Congress too long, in the Senate too long.
Right.
Do you think, though, that there is some value to having people around a long time?
I do.
Or can you find a good balance of, hey, 3 terms, you should know how things work. So that's good. You can help us out 3 terms. I'm just throwing a number out there.
Yeah.
And that's sufficient. But, we can't have you serving for 40 years in the same seat.
So when term limits came around in the the idea really started in the 1980s, but by the 1990s, states were adopting them. And I supported them because I served with a guy in the legislature who, we'd have the consent calendar one night towards the end of session. It was all the bills that passed unanimously out of committee. And we'd vote on, 60, 80, 100 bills in a night. And old George, he stuck a paperclip in his green yes button and left and went out drinking. So they ring the bell, and old George is voting yes on everything, He was nowhere to be seen. So, I did like the idea of term limits, but, as I've seen it play out, I think there's a lot of institutional knowledge that gets lost in that process. And we had, for every George, there was a Bud Barnes from Kirkwood who was just an institution of knowledge and had been around for a long, long time.
Just knowing how things work. Like there's obviously a give and take. You can know how things work, but also you can just be there too long and maybe you lose a bit of sight of what the purpose of you being there is.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true of everybody.
It's not. And so ultimately, I'd like to see the voters govern who's in office and not the law.
But they don't. You know how they are? They vote in the name they know.
You're right about that.
All right, John Hancock, thank you for hanging out with me the last couple of days.
My pleasure.
Enjoy your day tomorrow. I know you've got some shows on Thursday, Friday as well.
Yep, and maybe Monday. You just never know.
Fantastic. John Hancock, my guy.
See ya.
This has been the Chris and Amy Show. Anything you missed on the Odyssey app or KMOX.com or wherever you get your podcast. But coming up next, it is the Gas House Gang. Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on the show. Tom Ackerman, Bernie Miklasz, and me next. Just because I'm couching, just let me couch.
You and J.D. Vance.